It is that time of year, John. Spotify rap time, baby.
Yeah.
Which has for the last few years been my favorite and really only type of positive reinforcement. I always really liked when people would show, I listened to the show for thousands of minutes. That always made me feel really good. So we got one last season. So send me your Spotify raps. I want to see the top, 0.5% of fans. There's always one freak who's it's 100,000 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, it's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. This Paul Dano and Quentin Tarantino thing is one of my favorite stories of all time.
I didn't realize it was I sent it to you yesterday. I didn't realize it's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. Oh, it's a thing.
I thought I was giving you a tip.
You were.
Oh, okay.
You did. Yeah,
okay.
You were the first person to send it to me.
Oh, okay.
And I actually, let me explain first, and then I'll talk about that text. So if you haven't seen it, Quentin Tarantino has been doing this podcast with Brett Ellis, who is the author of American Psycho.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Bret Easton Ellis.
They're doing it on his Patreon, which I'm sure is good for business, but also, you dumb fucking asshole, put this out. You know what I mean?
But Tarantino's a big podcaster.
Yeah.
They put him out, right?
I'm just saying that the reaction to this video, to this podcast, is all just clips of screenshots of text and stuff. It's we haven't seen the video. And I was I think I'm just going to buy this guy's Patreon and then put a clip out. But then I was that's kind of shitty because that's why it's behind a paywall. It's at least put out a clip so people can hear him say it. All it is just fucking text. Anyway, that's besides the point. Quentin Tarantino was making his list of the top 25.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
We don't have to get into the weeds of it. We'll save that. But let's just talk about how crazy it is in this studio that
does it goes through the whole? Okay.
Does this happen in other studios, in other networks?
No. Oh, heavens no. No.
I'm just wondering, it might be no, we have to put fire alarms in every room, but I don't think that.
It also takes so long.
No, we're not. No, you don't have our attention. You're not getting our attention. We're doing something right now, okay? I'm fucking in the middle of something. I don't have time to hear about the evacuation plan right now.
One of these days, it's going to be real, and we're just going to be we're just burning up.
Yeah.
It's just
that I always felt really cool about in high school when I wouldn't leave.
You didn't go to the fire? I love the fire drill. Get outside for a little bit.
But we kind of had a cool thing where it was just
nah,
we'll just fucking chill, dude. Fuck it.
The dumbest
you think I'm
shit.
Scared to death?
The dumbest shit that makes you cool when you're a kid. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't even go outside with fire alarms. Come on over here, baby.
I had a fire alarm at the gym the other day, and nobody went. And then after 25 minutes, we're we all gotta get outside. But it's cold outside, so it's just everybody mid pump in a shorts. It's just 15 minutes, just no one knows each other. It was super awkward.
That is terrible. Sometimes, I remember doing them in the high rises. You had to walk down the stairs and shit. It was crazy. It's I'm on the 12th floor. I gotta walk down now. It's nuts. Anyway, back to this Tarantino thing. Tarantino has been doing his list of, I think, the top 25 movies of the century. And he's been releasing it in 10 movie chunks, and the world keeps talking about it. And he finally gets to the top 10, and There Will Be Blood was number 3, I think. And he said There Will Be Blood would have been number 1 or number 2, but it has one giant flaw, and that flaw is Paul Dano. He's weak, man. He's just a weak sauce actor, the most uninteresting actor in SAG. That's the meanest thing I've ever heard.
It's the meanest thing, but it's one of those things where it's so mean that it's even Paul Dano's got to be dude, that's awesome.
You got one of the greatest of all time.
Tarantino hates me that much. That's crazy.
I left such an impact on one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. And I'll tell you why I think he really loves it is the reaction has been, I would say, 100% pro Paul Dano.
Really?
I have not seen. This is just Twitter and fans and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have not seen anybody be fuck, except for Andy Haynes.
But I'm kind of...
You're not a Paul Dano guy?
I'm not an Andy Haynes level. I'm not a Tarantino level. But when Paul Dano's in a movie, I'm kind of ugh.
Dude, the reaction is total opposite. Everyone's he is brilliant. He's so underrated. And a lot of people are now shouting out that he
was great in There Will Be Blood.
He took that role. He had 3 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
So that's cool too, to be able to be oh, this role that you're criticizing, I hung with Daniel Day-Lewis with 2 days prep. You know what I mean? It's been a avalanche of support for Paul Dano.
He actually, I'll say, he's very talented. I just don't. He kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah,
like, he's very good at his job.
And you know what though?
Except in Murder by Numbers,
which I'm pretty don't sure, like, or you do like?
I do like. I'm pretty sure he's in that. It's definitely.
He was great in Clancy. Clancy was a great character in Girl Next Door. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
He's great. And I thought he was a good Riddler. I liked him in the Batman.
I saw that Batman once. I liked it. Didn't love it.
I think he was a good.
Wait, no, he's
villain,
not.
though.
It's Michael Pitt. I always get them confused.
See, that's the thing. You don't even know. It's like, how's that Paul Dano? I think that there's probably a decent amount of people who feel the same way you do. It's when someone comes out so brazenly like that. Like, I don't care about Paul Dano one way or the other. I'm now supporting Paul Dano. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Fuck you, Quentin Tarantino. Who are you? Foot fetish, narcissist freak. You know what I mean? Like,
but
all of a sudden,
there something still, though, too, of like, if Bill Belichick is like, that guy fucking sucks at football, you'd be like, well, maybe. I
think so, but that felt personal to me.
For sure.
So that would be like if Bill Belichick was like, I mean, this is not, you know, if Bill Belichick said something negative about Tom Brady right now, I'd be like, you got shit with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Paul Dano is Tom Brady, but if it was like a universally agreed upon bad performance or just that just felt like, no, that's your problem. Dude.
That was like Quentin Tarantino's insane. And he just wants to be an insane person.
Now, I did see there is a conspiracy theory that's floating around Reddit from 6 years ago that somebody made a throwaway Reddit account and they said, I got to tell this story. I'm friends with Paul Dano. He was offered a big, juicy role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And when they were going through the script, there was a scene where it's like a 5-minute foot fetish scene where he had to like put his bare feet up. And they said that this scene had people touching it and talking about it. And Paul Dano supposedly was like, bro, what the fuck is this about? Like, we're not really doing all this, right? You're going to like cut this down. And allegedly, Quentin Tarantino said, cool, you don't like it, whatever. But I write feet the way Martin Scorsese writes violence. So if you don't do the feet, you don't do the film. And he said that Paul Dano walked. And then like 2 weeks later, his entire like career dried up. Like offers got pulled and directors stopped picking up the phone. So
that can't be true.
I'm
right?
Absolutely not. But it's also one of those things that's like so specific and weird.
But like, what even role was there in like I'm just trying to think of like other juicy roles in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That was the thing. People were like, that scene wasn't in the movie, so like, I mean,
if he's gonna make Paul Dano do, he's gonna make someone else do.
Theoretically, you could be like, maybe some other people said, yeah, that is a little bit too much, Quentin, and like he cut it. The only reason I give it
also sounds a lot like Billy Walsh.
What's that?
Like when Billy Walsh wrote into Medellin.
I wrote it to Queens Boulevard.
I know you're talking about a real person.
He wrote it to Queens Boulevard that Vinny was going to have to suck a guy's dick. Or get his dick sucked. Yeah. And
but that was like a test, right?
Yeah.
So it's all those things. The only reason I give it a little bit of credence is like if someone came out today and said that, I'd be like, you're just like making this up. But it's like it was 6 years old when no one was talking about Paul Dano. So I'm like, I'm going to choose to believe that's the reason why, which that's far-fetched. But I do think there's like something there that he doesn't like him. But I think from a PR point of view, it is interesting. Like, I would imagine Paul Dano doesn't give a fuck about this because they're actors and they're like, I don't care about internet chatter. And even though
I think part of you would care. I think more of I can only answer for myself, but like part of me would care. Be like, what the fuck did I do that Quentin Tarantino hates so much?
This is what
part of me would also be like, it's kind of awesome that he hates me that much.
If Paul Dano reacted exactly like that right now, I mean, he's already got a lot of support. His star, it would be on the rise. If he came out right now and said like, "What the fuck is up with Quentin Tarantino?" and then also did like sprinkle in like some self-deprecating humor, but also flexing on them, being like, "Yeah, I mean, listen, Daniel Day-Lewis outshined me. I only had 3 weeks to prepare for that. I could have had 3 years and he would still be better than me. But, lay in there. And I really, you know what? You should put his feet up and be like, oh, look, it's me. It's Paul the flawed Dano here. Put your feet up and be like, Quentin Tarantino, I'm doing something that Quentin Tarantino finally likes. He has a blank slate right now that if he really wanted to, I think he could garner like so much love, even more so than he's getting. Because there's one thing I've learned on the internet, man. Becoming like something that people feel they need to support is like the best thing that can happen. Like if Quentin Tarantino said nice things about him, that would just come and go. If Quentin Tarantino was just like, I think Paul Dano is one of the best actors of a generation. I think some people would go, oh,
I bet he's said that about 10,000 actors on the
never
no one's heard it.
Yes, but he says you're the worst ever, and that makes people who are either fans of you or indifferent of you, but are like kind of taking umbrage with the fact that this guy's being such a dick, to be like, fuck that. Paul Dano is awesome. Now let me show you the clips and the pictures and the reasons why, the stories. Like, it's almost the best thing that can happen to you is having someone so prominent be so negative, which is counterintuitive. Now you have to want to like get in the mud on the internet and like make a video or do an interview or do these things, where that's what I'm saying. Paul Dano's probably like, I'll just, I don't know, ride this out and I'll do my next movie.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to, this is like PR that you cannot buy. You cannot get attention like this. This is as good as it gets. And Tarantino is like such a weirdo that like, it's the perfect storm it's the perfect actor of people, I think, kind of being like, oh, that guy, I don't think that's that bad. And Quentin Tarantino is so respected, but such a fucking lunatic and has enough hate and love. It's just the perfect storm to create a big entertainment story. But goddamn, it's so funny to just be like, if someone ever said to me like, you're the most uninteresting person in your field, I'd rather be called fat, ugly, gross, lame, loser.
The most uninteresting guy in SAG is crazy.
Oh,
crazy.
Like, brutal. And then so John texted me and I just saw, like, I didn't read the tweet. I just saw the names and you mentioned Andy Haynes, so I didn't read what he actually said. And by the time I actually read it, I saw it was like everywhere and people were really buzzing about it in the entertainment world. But it was funny because it brought back this Andy Haynes clip, which from Answer the Internet, comedian Andy Haynes, the question was, if you could take over someone's life by fighting them and killing them, who's one celebrity you would fight and kill, and then you get to take over their life. And he was like, I don't even want his life. I just want on the record, I want to fight Paul Dano, and I'm going to fucking kill you, dude. And the way he even says, he goes, I want to treat you like Daniel Day-Lewis did at the end of There Will Be Blood. But the way he said it was so funny. We can play the clip here. But
okay, I want to put this on the record just because we're putting this on the internet. It says, if you could fight one person to death and switch lives with them only if you win, who would it be? And I'm just going to say, I just want to fight one person to death, and that is Paul Dano. The actor Paul Dano. I don't want his life. I don't like Zoe Kazan, his wife, that much either. I just want to fight you, Paul Dano, and I want you to I want to treat you like fucking Daniel Day-Lewis did at the end of There Will Be Blood, except it's just out of spite for your fucking overacting screen. Whatever. You're dead. You're fucking dead. I'll fucking kill you, Paul Dano.
The way he was just like, I just want to fight you for because your fucking whole shtick of overact. Whatever, man. Whatever. I just want to. You're fucking dead, dude. You're fucking. It was so passionate.
It's honestly, probably the two Answer the Internet answers that stick out the most to me. That one and fucking dude, what's his name? He's a serious like rap guy who's your boy. Began with like an R. He's from Detroit.
From Detroit? A rapper from Detroit that we
he
had on
wasn't
Answer
a
the
rapper.
Internet?
He's a white guy, shorter, kind of a maniac. He wrote a few books.
I think he was the Irish guy.
No, he wasn't Irish.
A white dude from Detroit.
He had a Sirius XM show.
Oh, Rude Jude. Yes.
Rude Jude.
Yeah, what did he say? I mean, everything he says is crazy.
He had a lot. It was like, would you go back and kill baby Hitler? And he was like, no, don't you want the American middle class? And then like the whole room was like, whoa. And he goes, look, I'm just speaking facts. Hitler created the middle class in America. And then like I remember like being like, what was he talking about? And like not looking it up, not researching it, but like realizing and learning that like, yeah, the fucking production for military goods in the 1940s did more or less create the American middle class.
Like, I mean, there's a reason why there's all those conspiracy theories about World War II because it created a lot of shit. Shout out to Hitler for your McMansion in your fucking in your housing development.
I remember I was like, what the fuck?
That is a funny thing that's happening right now is it would be interesting to sit down and be like, what are your those are two things I did not remember that at all. And I have mine that that always stick out to me. And this just happened with Frankie and Trent. Frankie and Trent on Foreplay did a video shouting out the end of KFC Radio, and both of them kind of echoing what everyone's been saying of like, this is how I got into Barstool and this is what got me into podcasting and content. And so I texted him. I said, thanks for the shout out, guys. And Frankie said, like, for sure, I absolutely love the show. And Hard Cock Toll Booth will forever be one of my best memories. and I read Hard Cock Toll Booth, and I was like, what the fuck is that? No recollection of that. And so I went back and found that episode, and the fact that, like, to me, that's like having rewatched it. It's like that's one of the funniest like moments.
Can
like,
we
ever.
watch it right now? Because
Yeah.
I remember Hancock Toll Booth. I remember laughing so hard at it. I just don't remember what it really entails.
Okay, so it's funny, but it is it's Frankie, man. It's Frankie. Like, he is the fucking
Frankie's
goat.
the funniest person.
He really is. Really is. And
even fucking what I saw a clip from the Internet Invitational the other day, and I think it was from the finale or something like that, and it was Paige hit a shot, and Frankie's
You're
like,
gonna make me
"You're gonna make me cry," and he's like, but like,
he goes,
and
"You're
like-
gonna make me cry,"
and like that would be so funny in and of itself. But then the fact that Frankie immediately is like, I was gonna say come, it is so funny.
And also knowing, if you really know Frankie's humor, especially from KFC Radio, where he's always talking about his very graphic porn, it's like, you know that he always thinking, I'm gonna come. Okay, so this is right off the rip. This is how the episode starts. It's fucking great. I get a text from Frankie over the weekend. Well, actually, we were talking about some other shit. I think we were talking about like a mutual friend, right? We were just having a normal conversation. And then Frankie is like, oh, and by the way.
Yeah.
And that's what really makes it as funny. I'll get the exact wording of it, because to bring this conversation up in general is obviously silly, but the way it just drops in. So yeah, I did an interview on the show Brilliantly Dumb. Frankie knows the guy from Long Island, so we're just talking about that and him and his career. And then he just goes,
Who's
"Oh,
that?
bro,
That
by
guy
the
we
way,
couldn't work with, Robbie
Trent and
Berger.
I had a debate on our way to the golf course yesterday." John, this is John's first time hearing it. If there was a toll booth on the road, and instead of a money transaction, it's a guy standing there with his cock out, and you got to just grab it and give it a pull to get through, do you want the guy to be hard or soft? Now, before we even start answering.
Wait, all right, before we start answering.
Okay. Well, we do this on the show.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like right now, I don't know what my answer was then.
Okay. So we'll do it on the count of three. You want it hard or soft?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Rock hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what makes this even funnier is this come from.
You know, we were on the road for like 7 or 8 days, and we're going through all these.
It's gotta be from his brain,
We're going
right?
through all.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're going through all
he
these.
thinks of these things
Going
like.
through
Yeah.
all these crazy, mountainous drives and all this stuff, and I think we saw this road called like Hard Rock Road or something like that. And I was like, Trent, you want to take a little spin down Hard Cock Road? It was one of those dumb, just in the car jokes, right? And then I said, what would happen on Hard Cock Road? Because the joke was over, but I'm still sitting there thinking like, if there was a fucking street called Hard Cock Road, what would happen if you fucking pulled down that street and there's a dude standing there being like, all right, like you got to give me a
my hard
pull and
cock.
then you got to go. And then the
Right.
fucking thing comes up after you yank his cock. So I said to Trent, what would you, what's the ideal position of that man?
Now, I think this is a no-brainer.
I think so too.
Okay, and I think we're gonna be on the same page. And there's a person here who disagrees with us, and it's fucking insanity. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna count to 3,
Yeah.
and you either say hard or soft.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hard. He wants a soft. dick.
Why? I didn't like touching my own soft dick. I can't imagine someone else's.
Wait, Trent's the softie?
Soft.
Trent's the softie?
Trent wants the soft dick.
I thought for sure it was going to be Frankie.
No, Frankie loves a hard cock. I mean, one of the craziest, like, soft dick and balls that you have to like put your hand into, like you're smushing your knuckles into like his sack, and you have this tiny little like you have to worry about it. Like,
If I'm
a hard dick, you just go like just a little pull, tug. A soft dick is like smush into it and like. No,
if
thank
I'm
you.
touching a soft dick, I'm also touching your pouch.
Yeah,
You know what I
yes,
mean? Like I'm gonna
right.
hit your little pooch here.
That's exactly
I
it.
don't want to touch your pooch,
'Cause
brother.
the-
I just want to touch your hard dick.
The
and then
hard
be done
dick
with
puts it like on an island. It's out there. When it's into it, you got to get up in like your fupa.
Bro,
you know
like,
what I mean?
I could close my eyes for all I know. It's a recorder. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a soft dick, that's a fucking
Not to mention,
horse of a different color right there.
not to mention, we're gonna generalize here the type of person who's working at the toll booth. If that's like a fat guy, you gotta like lift the belly and get in there and shit. Like, we're not talking about some like Calvin Klein model who just has a dick sticking out of his hard rock abs.
Yeah.
Like, this is a mess that you got to get in there to find his dick to tug on in the first place.
I feel like if it was a soft dick, it'd be like one of those situations where sometimes you go to the mall and you're a little too far out. and like you got to put the car in park, and you got to kind of like lean out the window, and you're like, all right, I got it. Yeah, I mean,
get your ticket or whatever.
You're kind of like you're maybe you don't even put it on park.
You're holding
the brake, and you're like, I
get it. That's exactly it, bro. I don't know.
Hard cock. That's right in my face. I don't know.
You just give it a quick suck, and then you keep moving, right? But like those moments, like Frankie was like, I will never forget that, and I was like, I absolutely forgot this. Like I don't even think about it. And like same thing with some of the guests. Sometimes I'm like, I can't believe we did that guy. So I want to try to go through at least for the Barstool guests and ask, Marty, what was your favorite moment or your memorable moment from the show? Because especially if you're a guest on the show, you're gonna remember your episode.
Even saying Marty got my blood pressure high.
Oh, whoa!
Because I know what we're going to talk about. All right, BlueChew, boys. You know how you walk in the room. You've heard it a million times. You're going to hear it again. You walk in that room dick first. And BlueChew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. It ain't a supplement. It's an erection resurrection. And guys, we're not just talking about performance here. We're talking about legacy or third legacy. You know what I mean? I mean your penis. Talking about your penis. You want to give her a group chat, something to talk about. You know when you lay it down. You know when you have a good session. You know when you have a bad session. And you know when you have a good session, they're talking about how it gets up. And nothing makes you more of a legend than a little BlueChew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of BlueChew free. Just use promo code KFC at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join BlueChew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to BlueChew for sponsoring the pod.
So this Paul Dano thing. What do you think about Quentin
Tarantino? Oddly enough, I think I would say he's my favorite director.
Really?
I think so. I think Inglourious
Because you like his movies, you like him, or both?
No, his movies.
Okay,
I don't really know. I know about him, but I wouldn't say.
I think he's kind of I think it's almost like separating the art from the artist in the other direction. Like
you like his wacky stuff?
No, well, I guess it's not the other direction. I'm just saying he's not like a criminal or something like that. But it's just like when I watch Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, he did, right? Yeah. Like, those are awesome. So I got to give him credit, but I don't like him. I think he's annoying and weird and self-important and like him himself.
I agree with
I'm
all
bothered
that.
by.
100% agree with all that, but I kind of think like directors should be.
Well, and that that's the other side of it. It's like where if you're gonna be this artistic freak, be the artistic freak. You know.
He was also like working at a DVD store till he was like I think 28, like just like
so he's
probably a fucking weirdo, like didn't really have much going for him, and then became Quentin.
Bam.
Yeah.
So like, was his like first movie a hit? Because he's only done
Reservoir Dogs
9,
was first.
Right?
I believe he did something right before Reservoir Dogs, but his first like thing that people saw was Reservoir Dogs.
Because Jackie Brown was after Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
And he's done 9, right? Because 10 is supposed to be his 10th movie.
Yeah.
So
I believe so. But I think it's also kind of like there might be 10 depending how you count them.
That's what I mean. Deal. Yeah. So, but yeah, he just like the foot thing bothers me.
Foot thing doesn't bother me. You like feet? Fucking like feet, dude.
Yeah. Cool. I don't mind that. You like feet? Don't wedge fucking feet into all your movies.
I think it's kind of
you're putting your fetish upon me. I don't like that.
I think it's funny. I think now, at first maybe if like I was unaware of it while it was happening and like the process of it coming out that Tarantino clearly likes feet might have been a little weird. Now I think it's funny where it's like, oh, it's the foot scene.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was a little more traditional and it was just like Quentin Tarantino loves fat ass Latinas. So like every movie there's just like cheeks
if Tarantino
out. Like,
just made Modern Family, he'd be like, yeah, I get it. You know. But the no, like I actually like I don't think I would ever say like if you had like who's your favorite director, and I wouldn't have a quick answer. But Tarantino,
his catalog, like
it's Tarantino and Fincher would probably be the top two.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like people. I don't like when people. In any field, sports, whatever, when like somebody's opinion, it seems to me, maybe I'm wrong because this is what's happening with Paul Dano is the exact opposite, so maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like fans will make their opinion whatever Quentin Tarantino makes.
I think,
and I don't like that, where it's just like you can like somebody, you love somebody, but disagree with them every now and then. And it seems like even this list, it was like, what's Quentin Tarantino's list? And of course, one of the biggest directors is telling you his favorite movies. But it's like, I don't know. His number one movie is Black Hawk Down. I was like, I think that's a little weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
The best movie of the century
would
was
not
Black
have
Hawk
it as
Down.
my best movie of the century, but it is a fucking awesome movie.
It is. And I would say it's underrated and all that stuff. But I'm just
when
like.
Eric Bana has Eric Bana has the SEAL or Ranger, whatever he is, the guy walking through the base, and they're like, "Whoa, you can't be walking through here without your safety on." And he puts up his fingers. My safety's right. It's such a cool line.
So wait, here's Tarantino's top 10. Number 10, Midnight in Paris by.
I did not like that.
That was Woody Allen, right? Number 9, Shaun of the Dead.
Didn't like that.
I like that, but and it's a good comedy. And see, it's weird when you're doing comedies and dramas. But the number 9 movie of the century.
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Didn't like that.
I don't even think I saw it. Unstoppable.
Love that.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
That's Bruce Willis. Oh, wait. No, Unstoppable, that's Denzel. That's Denzel and Chris Pine. Yeah. Love that choice, Quentin.
No way.
Love that choice.
One of like a Feitelberg movie is...
Dude, that movie rocks.
That can't... There's got to be another Unstoppable, no?
No,
Tony Scott, right? Yeah.
Dude,
when
Tony
I saw
Scott bangs.
I don't know. Does he make like those kind of movies?
Yeah, Tony Scott's Ridley Scott's brother. And he produces like, if there's a Hollywood blockbuster, Tony Scott produced it. Like so, he produced Top Gun 2.
I'm so down with all that. It's strange.
Yeah.
Zodiac.
Awesome.
Number 5 was There Will Be Blood.
Awesome.
Dunkirk. Lost in Translation.
I haven't seen that one.
Toy Story 3. Black Hawk Down.
Toy Story 3, many people say, I've never seen it, but many people say that's like the greatest movie of all time.
And it is incredible.
That?
It's incredible.
Really?
It's so good.
But would you say it's one of the, like...
I've heard that
if you were like,
before.
I got to go live in a bunker. It's been nuclear war. I got to pick like 10 movies from the century. You would... Toy Story 3's on there?
Maybe.
Really? I mean, it's hard because it's like, it's a... when you start talking about children's movies, and it's like very hard to compare
also like,
those, but like
he's very openly saying these are my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's what. Well, so I guess it's more fans of Quentin Tarantino than maybe even him himself, where it's just like, I don't think this needs to be like gospel.
Yeah,
or like it's just like this is. I actually kind of like that in this sense that his list is a little bit weird, like Unstoppable. It's like
I would bet Tony Scott produced Black Hawk Down too. That's a guess.
No. I
think Ridley Scott made it.
Ridley Scott did.
Right. So I'm sure Tony was involved.
Got it. Yeah. Ridley Scott was for sure.
I believe A Lost in Translation. That's Sofia Coppola.
Yes.
That's her like breakup movie or divorce movie with Spike Jonze, and then 10 years later, Spike Jonze came out with the same movie about her and Her. So they got divorced. She wrote and came out with Lost in Translation right away. And then 10 years later, he like wrote his version.
Divorce Wars is awesome.
Bro, I've never seen either of those movies. I'm gonna watch
Her is fucking incredible.
I'll tell you what, man. If I was in a couple and we were both directors and we are gonna break up, I would be like, let's do this. Let's make divorce movies.
Dude,
that's a fucking awesome.
And they're two of the best movies ever made. Like people will say that.
It's like that's it came from a real raw place, and it's like you make your version, I'll make my version, and like we'll probably hate each other, but this will be awesome. That's a very cool concept.
A similar story, but not the exact same, is the 2012 Oscars. Maybe it was James Cameron versus Catherine Bigelow, who they were married and had been divorced, and so like I believe it was their first. I believe they like very recently gotten divorced. I could be wrong about that, but it was certainly their first time going up against each other as divorcees. Catherine Bigelow won. And everyone was like, Cameron's gonna win for Avatar.
Yeah,
it's Avatar, and then Catherine Bigelow won for Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker, got it. That's tough, man. Like, when you're in divorce, like little things become wins and losses. Holidays and just like family shit and. Some stuff in your social circle, and then all of a sudden you can go up against someone in an Oscar war. It's like, who won the breakup? Well, I got the statue on my mantle, so I say I do.
I'm trying to see
that is tremendous.
Okay, so I was wrong about how recent it was. They divorced in '91, it wasn't that fresh, and it was 2008, not 12.
Okay, but still, that's because I was thinking like, what are the chances you both? The fact that two people get nominated for an Oscar that also were married. I mean, I guess that you run in the same circles, but that's pretty crazy to be in the same year, same category, the whole nine. But yeah, so I don't know. Tarantino is do we know what his he's been talking about this 10th movie forever. Do we have like the topic or anything or nothing? Like we don't know anything.
Nothing. I don't think.
Yeah.
But he also like he wrote, which will be coming out next year. He wrote the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel. He's just not directing it. And I think I think the rumors are he's not directing it because he doesn't want that to be his 10th.
See, this is stupid.
But like it's also like at the same time like he's giving it to David Fincher. So it's kind of like, well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah,
like,
that's
David
great.
Fincher's directing it for Netflix.
God, it's got to be so cool when you reach a level like that, or it's just like, this is my movie, but I'll let someone else do it, and that someone else is David Fincher.
Yeah.
And in any field, reaching like the true pinnacle has got to be so surreal. Like, whether it's an athlete, winning like your fucking 10th title or something, or like Shane doing the stadium, the football stadium, Tarantino just handing out movies. Like, it's just so cool.
You want to hear a crazy one that I only learned about just now because we have Tom Pelphrey coming on, and I've been watching Tom Pelphrey stuff. Do you know the story of Citizen Kane?
No.
So it's kind of crazy. So Tom Pelphrey's in this movie called Mank, which is about the writing of Citizen Kane.
Okay.
And Orson Welles, who wrote War of the Worlds and all that shit, he wrote Citizen Kane, but he didn't. This guy, Herman Mankiewicz, wrote it. And he just didn't want credit. He had been disillusioned by Hollywood. This is probably too much to really explain here, but like there was an election in the 40s in Hollywood for the California California governor, and basically Hollywood wanted the Republican to win, which is a twist.
Yeah.
But Hollywood wanted the Republican to win. So basically Hollywood made propaganda footage about Upton Sinclair, who was the socialist who was running in California.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was all man on the street footage about why he's a socialist. None of it was real people, but it was just all Hollywood films, studios who made the footage, put it out. The guy lost.
So Mankiewicz is like,
Mank was like, fuck Hollywood, fuck this. And the movie's kind of cutting back and forth between the era of him falling out of love with Hollywood and Hollywood asking him to come back. And so he writes this for Orson Welles. He writes Citizen Kane, which is
number one,
the greatest movie of all time. A movie I still haven't seen, to be honest, but
either.
like considered the greatest movie of all time. And in the movie, like there are like 3 separate times where they're like, Mank, are you sure you don't want credit on this? Because this is a masterpiece. And he's like, yeah, I don't fuck Hollywood. Fuck that shit.
So where do you like that or no?
Well, I until the very end when Mank is like, nah, I want credit.
Yeah. I was going to say, so here's the thing about that. If you're going to be the person who says, I don't want credit, you better be that person to your core. And then you're awesome. Mm-hmm. Then I think you are probably the coolest person ever. That you are so not interested in what random people think about you that you don't, I think you're the man. If you're doing that even 1% as like an act or like on purpose, I think that's like not only stupid but lame, you know, because now it's like now you're fabricating this. It's like I don't want credit, but I want people to know that I did.
And then once it's awesome, you're like,
I wrote that.
But I also totally understand that if you write like if you've been a writer your whole life,
then do it.
And he did.
Okay.
Mank is considered a co-writer. Like he was like, no, I fucking want credit for this.
Okay.
And then he gave a badass Oscar speech when he got the Oscar. It was he wasn't the Oscars aren't what they were now in the 40s, so it was just like he got it at home, and he said this Oscar is received in the same way Citizen Kane was written, in the absence of Orson Welles.
So not only was like I did it, but like
Welles didn't touch it.
Wow. See, because what I would have done in that situation, I think the better way to do that is to be like, to do it, and then in a speech or, I mean, again, it's very different now. You can hop on a podcast or some shit back then, who knows? But if you said, like, I didn't want to do this because I hated Hollywood because of that whole story, explain the whole thing, but then be like, but it like, the art is what draws me, not the business. Like, fuck, I'm never going to let the business impact the craft and the art, and this was blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Because that's actually what it comes down to is, like, you are letting politics and all this other outside shit heavily influence your art, and like that's not cool either. You know?
But his anger with the politics, to be fair, like it wasn't conservative versus Republican. It was like you're creating propaganda, and that you can't do that. Like that was his line in the sand, which I mean, he was a Sinclair guy, but like the line in the sand being like,
it could have been,
you're just cheating.
It could have been in favor of my guy, but it's still like you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, that's scummy. But man, like good call, because that would eat at. I don't care. Again, it takes a very specific type of person to really not care about that. I don't know. It would be like a guy who fucking created a $10 million brand and is like, yeah, I don't need money or credit for it. No big deal. I don't think there's anybody like that. I don't know.
That was so funny when I was giving those kids a tour and they're like, you bullshit.
You're Mank, dude. We're going to make a movie
like,
called
dude, I fucking wrote that.
Bro.
I literally wrote that.
Yeah.
SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe. I am SimpliSafe. It's a good tag. If they want to use that, that's fine. If you could stop somebody from breaking in before they get inside, why wouldn't you? Most old school systems go off after someone's already in your house, and guess what, folks? That is too late. SimpliSafe is different. It's proactive with a double layer of defense that stops crimes before they start. First, AI-powered cameras spot potential threats outside. Then, live agents step in, talking to the person through the camera, going, hey, what are you doing here? And usually they run away. Let them know that they're on video. Police will be dispatched if they don't leave. Gets people out of your yard. They can even trigger a loud siren or spotlight if they're being, if they're not listening to the person telling them to get the hell out of here. That's how you stop a crime before it starts. There are also no long-term contracts or hidden fees. You can cancel SimpliSafe at any time. It has been named the best home security system by U.S. News and World Report for 5 years straight. 60-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it and see the difference for yourself. I don't live in a home, so I don't have SimpliSafe, but Kevin does. Kevin's got SimpliSafe. He says one of the greatest things he ever added to his house. He's got a lot of great things in that house. SimpliSafe is number one. This month only, take 50% off any new system. This is one of the best prices you'll ever see for SimpliSafe, so don't miss it. Hit SimpliSafe.com/KFC Radio. Again, that's SimpliSafe.com/KFC Radio and lock in your discount. There is no safe like SimpliSafe.
It's funny because that Saturday for the Boys was so important for so long. It's almost like it reminded me a little bit of, and I know this doesn't replace the money thing, so, you can just laugh in my face and say, fuck off. But I always thought of it the same way about Adrian Beltre. Adrian Beltre, third baseman for the Rangers in baseball, there was like a 10-year period where everyone was saying how underrated he is. Everyone was always like, Adrian Beltre is a Hall of Famer, and he doesn't get enough credit. And I was like, all I ever hear people saying is how he's a Hall of Fame third baseman and he doesn't get enough credit. It sounds like he's getting enough fucking credit. So, I at least maybe in our world, it felt that way, that it was like, there was always kind of an asterisk of like, that's Feitelberg's thing, So there was credit in that regard, but I'm sure to the millions of other people, there was not as much. But
should we tell the real story now?
I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
It's your thing. It's yours to tell.
Yeah, that dude doesn't exist.
The greatest lie ever told. It's how people said. I think the tagline for the Da Vinci Code about the Bible was like, "It's the greatest story ever sold" or whatever. That's. I mean, and that's
how I was always so confident. I was like, if you find that guy, I'll give him every fucking penny I got.
Yeah, wait. So tell that story, because people probably don't even know the origin and the backlash to the origin and the real story. So the whole nine is quite a tale.
The real story is my buddy. We were hanging out in Newport. We had a shore house, and my buddy would come down on the weekends, and a guy in his office would say it. He's like, yeah, some guy in my office walked out the other day and went, Fridays for the men, Saturdays for the boys, and like me and my friends just thought it was so funny that we.
And so he was like probably like a 45-year-old dad. Thing.
I've actually met his daughters. His daughters came down like one weekend later in that summer.
Do they know that?
Saturdays for the Boys was a big thing at that time, and like they were coming.
No, but do they know that their dad created it?
Yeah. I think that's why they came.
Got it.
It was just like a fun thing we said for a few weekends, and like we said it a lot, like to the point where like Newport must have been like, whoever these drunk five guys are who just walk around the streets screaming Fridays for the men, Saturdays for the boys, we gotta get him arrested or something. And then, like, a couple weeks later, I sent that tweet that I don't remember sending. I've thought about it a lot. My best guess is that I was sitting at the bar, and my friends were at the bar with an old guy, and they were saying it. and I just kind of sent that tweet.
Made that
that's my best guess for what happened.
Because so there was like an old fisherman at the bar.
I don't know. I was so fucked up.
Okay,
I wouldn't just like sit there and make it up. So like my guess is that there was an old guy, and I
love the fact that you were fucked up though, because it's like you were living it.
I didn't know the tweet until I woke up the next morning. I was like, why?
Bro launched a fucking like a 8-figure revolution in a blackout. Wow.
And then the reason we stuck with the original story was I had an interview. Erica had set up something like with like a New York Post reporter or something like that. And I so vividly remember this, where Erica was like I was in Erica's office at the first office here. Yeah. And there was like a conference type phone, and she's like dialing it up. And she's like, all right, so yeah, you're just going to talk to this reporter and like just give her the story, and they're going to do an article on it. And I was like, cool. The real story or the fake one?
She's like,
and
what?
She was like, what? And I was like, I don't know. I just tweeted that blackout. And she's like, go with the story. Go with the one that's out.
Don't say that.
And I was like, all right, fine. and then it became such a hit that I was like, well, I can't fucking say it
now you're a prisoner of a lie.
It cost the company a shitload of money.
Yeah.
And so now for like 10 years, I just feel like anytime someone's like, you owe that guy money, I'm like, you find them, I'll fucking give them everything I got. Okay?
But what about the office guy? Has he ever said anything?
He's never said anything. My buddy has given me shit. My buddy, like, anytime there's like Saturdays with the boys, Feitelberg, he's like, fucking.
Really? Really, bud? Yeah, that's funny. That's a good one. That's like on a much, much lesser scale. The whole Kunsel thing came from a friend of mine, and he was just like a dummy who doesn't know how to text or speak. And he was always, I was selling T-shirts, making 1/1,000,000th of what you guys did, but he was always like, yo, like, send me my royalties. But you know what is like, I think why that's kind of just funny and okay is like that still represents the movement.
Yeah.
It was still some guy in a fucking office, probably. I've always thought this is like Wicked. It's like the untold story. I think Fridays Are for the Men is funnier than Saturdays Are for the Boys. And I always thought about like nowadays, I always thought to myself, when we're like 45, we should make Fridays Are for the Men and turn it into like, instead of like a party thing, it's like a nice whiskey or a midnight bean or something like that. Or, it's like you're sitting around with your kids and you get to whatever it is. Because to me, that's so much funnier than like a boy.
I still don't know what the fuck it means. Any of it. It just sounds awesome.
What do you think it really means?
My idea of it at first was like Fridays for the Men. Friday you got work. Saturday time to fucking unload. Get loose.
I also could view it as like who's out and who's like the bar scene on a Friday is different than a bar scene on a Saturday. I don't know if that would make sense, but it's sort of like that's our time to. I didn't think of it as work. I thought of it as like after work, like Friday might be like a happy hour thing where the men are just like getting off work and have a whiskey or whatever.
Yeah.
Saturdays where you're like day drinking all day long. I actually don't know what I thought it meant.
All of them sound great.
Yeah.
All of them like, yeah, it works.
It's like this. It's like, it's so crazy how much that resonated.
It was big. But like it actually isn't so crazy because in the small sample size of me and my friends,
you went nuts for it.
We loved it.
Okay, so
I don't know why we loved it so much, but we fucking loved it.
And do you think that excitement, like from you guys, is what translated? Because you didn't really present it in that dramatic of a way. It was just a tweet.
No, like it's not a super viral tweet. It's not a big thing.
Right. The replies were
there's only 6,000 likes.
Yeah. It's like,
but I bet you look at the replies on some of those where everyone's just tweeting their gifts and all that shit.
Right.
Like that,
and then it was like the next weekend we did something else where like people started sending gifts again. And then the next weekend we did something else and like the gifts got bigger.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of one of those things where it was like, yeah, we should probably make a t-shirt, I guess. Because I'm like, I'm not the quickest to merch. Mm-hmm. Like there was a phase, particularly in the Saturdays of the Boys era, like I was the merch guy at this company.
Big time. I was gonna say it's funny that you view yourself as not quick to merch because.
But I think
I know what you mean about like the quickness, but like I do think you were the merch guy.
Before then, it was always like I gave Dave my ideas. Yeah. So if Dave didn't like it, and I'm thinking of this in Milton, like, hey Dave, what do you think about this shirt? He goes, no, like I
you were going right to.
Dave, I do not think Dave would have considered me someone he asked my opinion on merch until Saturdays to the Boys, And then the Pats were going nuts. Celtics were going, like, there was a lot of, I remember we were having like conference room meetings about Patriots merch that we were in. And I was like giving a lot of ideas. And I was like, oh, I feel like I'm kind of the merch guy now.
Yeah.
And then that probably lasted like 6 or 7 years. And I think I'm bad at merch again.
Well, you know what's funny about the merch stuff? Like, I remember we, like, early on, we were talking merch. And I was trying to work with I really wanted to make New York merch. We didn't have anything up at that point. And I was trying to make like real shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I tried a design that was like a New York City subway token, but it said like Barstool Sports on it, you know, things like that. I wanted to pick a piece of New York, and like I wanted to use the subway
tokens. Holy moly.
Yeah, right? Like that, you know, it's so like ancient now. But I was going to use the subway letters, you know, like the circle with the, like you spell out a word using the subway. I wanted to do things like that. And Dave like said no to all of them. And I remember we had it might have been like during that Celtics, when we got the box, or one of those things where we were all together, like a Christmas party or something like that. We were talking about merch, and somebody was saying how you got to like jump on the right viral thing. And I was like, yeah, like I'm not good at that. And he was like, yeah, no, you're terrible. and it was true. But what was funny was the only time I ever really succeeded with merch was when it wasn't the viral novelty shit. It was when we started making, like, we just put like a normal logo, and we made hoodies and sweatpants and just like regular clothes. I've made the novelty t-shirts here and there. I jump on waves all the time, but like
Banging Moms Throwing Bombs was the best seller for 2 years straight.
Banging Moms Throwing Bombs
for Zach Wilson, who like
made more than Zach Wilson made in his NFL career.
Probably. like Zach Wilson for sure banged more moms than he ever threw bombs, and we made more money off that than he ever made in the NFL. So I've definitely done those, but I was back then. I remember being like, "Fuck, like I'm not good at this, and I need to do that." But I was like, I don't wear those shirts. I don't, you know what I mean? So like, I'm not thinking in terms of like novelty, you know, what's that like Jersey Shore type t-shirts, you know? And eventually there was a time for me to do it like the way I liked it. And so I don't know, I guess it was just kind of a lesson in like, you don't have to do everything the way the internet wants you to do it or whatever. But yeah, you were for sure like the merch guy.
From when we first moved to New York until I would say 3 years ago, I would say I was one of the better,
and I also don't think like
one of the more consistent merch guys. Like obviously there would be the Caller Daddies, the Breeze, much
where
better.
They just,
but I was pretty good at like.
I think the way you kind of did is almost more impressive. Where it was like, you know, we had a successful franchise, but like Alex Cooper could have put out literally anything.
Yeah.
You put out shit that like a small but rabid fan base was like, I want to buy that, you know?
That's true.
Like that, what should be done there, and that's where I think Barstool lacks sometimes, is like, you should have, if I was running the joint, I would have been like, you're the merch guy, like for almost everybody, you know what I mean? Like make this like a part of your job where you're building out like
there was
that
times
realm.
with that. I remember like I was doing Eagles Super Bowl merch. I was doing,
and that's where like when Saturday for the Boys took off in the golf world, like that should have been you doing that, and like all, you know, I can give you ideas for your teams. I could have designed like girl merch for other franchises. Like I think you could have done that. Could have been your diet. I still think that's so funny.
I do too.
I think that's a great one, and I think that like nowadays that would play better. Like I don't know. That was a time. That was probably like leading into like the Me Too movement and people getting all touchy and shit. People were appalled with that t-shirt. I think it's fucking hilarious. I would never wear it, and I understand people being like, what the fuck? For like the assholes who are like at a day party or some shit, like, yeah, go ahead.
But no one's making you wear it. If you want to wear it, get it.
Right.
If you don't.
Right. It's not like it's a uniform you have to wear at work or something. But I think, you know, what you say, like I got bad at merch. I think like the industry moved, you know.
I do too. I think like pretty largely merch was just in fashion, and now merch isn't in fashion.
And it'll probably come back.
Yeah.
That's where I like, if you ask me to pick between like just undeniable talent and like the ability to have longevity, like I would still, you know, I would pick the talent, but like I think there's
I think I take longevity.
Yeah, okay. So like I'm thinking like if I could just be like, boom, you have the talent of Shane Gillis. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're talking about like the top, I think it'd still be a hard thing to turn down. But there's an argument to be made because I think if you could just last and not just like hang on for dear life, like you have enough success, everything comes and goes to the point that it's like, all right, you know, these last 5 years have been but when merch comes back or when this thing that I'm good at comes back, like I'm ready to go, you know, but you got to be there for 5 and 10 and 15 years. And that's hard to do. But when it's your time to go, like I really get a kick out of, this is more luck than anything, but I really get a kick out of the fact that 4 non-blondes have probably had like the best year of their life since whenever that fucking, you probably won't even realize this, that TikTok trend of, what's the name? I don't even know the name of the song. Awake in the morning and I go outside. And that went like so viral on TikTok that like their song started to chart again. And I think they've done live appearances and stuff. Yeah. And I'm sure they're just like, dude, this feels like 94 again or whatever, you know? Or Kate Bush with Stranger Things. Like your career can all of a sudden just come back because of the internet.
Smashing Pumpkins says that they're all the way back. Yeah, he did like a Man on the Street the other day. He's like, I checked the numbers. Like we're up with younger people now.
That's fucking cool to me. And that's like, music's a little not easier because you have to have a hit, but once you have like that, it's out there forever, and you just gotta like hope that somebody picks it up. But that's got to be so cool where you're like, oh, we've been like just dads at home, and now it's like let's get the band back together. Like, we gotta go, you know.
There's a story my dad used to always tell me about middle school. When he was in middle school, a school in our town is on this big hill, and there's like a midway point that like 8th graders would kind of hang out, and that's where like cool kids hung out. And my dad tells a story of when he was in middle school and there was this little kid who got in a fight in woodshop class and was waiting at that spot on the hill for an 8th grader to fight him. And the 8th grader kicked the fucking shit out of him, right? But the next day the kid was there again and he was like, I want to fucking go. And the 8th grader was like, what are you talking about? He kicked the fucking shit out of that kid again. And kicked the shit out of the kid every day for 2 weeks. And at the end of 2 weeks, was like, dude, you're the man.
You're awesome. Yeah.
And I always think about that. I'm like, life's kind of like that. Where it's just like, show up, get your fucking ass kicked. And eventually people go, that dude gets his ass kicked pretty well. I like the cut of that guy's
got to get back up. I mean, it's one of those, the unfortunate truth about getting old is a lot of the cliches come true.
Oh, yeah.
Like when people say like, it's about getting back up. You're like, yeah, whatever, old man. And then you're like, it is fucking about getting back up. It is really about that. These cliches that you can rattle off you're able to do so because they have been written and reused and spoken and sung for a fucking reason. And it's like, oh man, all of those eye-rolling lessons are like the most important things you can learn.
It's just this one little line. It's all you have to learn your entire life. Keep going. That's it.
and you won't realize it until you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the rub with life. Is the same thing as like Annie Bernard saying that you don't realize the good old days until you're in them, and like you don't realize the lessons are really lessons until it's too late, and all that shit. It's like I even think now I'm always thinking because I get a lot of feedback, especially now ending the show. There's so many people who are like, you got me through my first job, you got me through my divorce, you got me through my kids, you got me through whatever, you know. And so there's a lot of just chatter going on sort of about like learning from people who are older than you, and I'm so adamant about saying it to people younger than me, and I don't think about that there's a 50-year-old saying about a 40-year-old, you know? It's like, do it now.
Do you have old friends? I find that very helpful. I talk to old people all the time.
I don't, not in my friend crew, but I probably more professional friends.
But like also like I talk to my friends' parents all the time. Talk to like,
no, it's super valuable.
I have like a weirdly, I was thinking of it today because my Spotify age was 79. And on like my Wrapped age,
mine was 80.
Yours is 80?
You guys are fucking old men. I'm 36. But I also have, I have 18,000 minutes of K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that. I was like 79. But I was like, I do hang out with like even in the city, I have a few old people I like not talk to all the time, but like aunts and uncles I go hang out with. Where I'm like,
you are always going to dinner with your aunt and uncle.
Yeah,
like, this is so fucking weird, but there are lessons to be learned.
Like cousins who I'm like honestly, cousins like I didn't even really grow up with. Like cousins I've just kind of come to hang out with because we both live in New York. And I'm like, why am I at dinner with a 75-year-old right now?
But he's spitting bars.
Yeah, right. You're like, God damn.
You know what the rub is? It's like you need you need an old person who's not preachy and a young person who is receptive.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, you're like, I don't want to fucking hear from this old man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And the old man is going to be like, listen to me when I talk, you know? And I think the real magic can happen when an old guy's like, I went through that before. You want to hear that story?
Yeah.
If you don't, whatever, no big deal.
It's like,
and the other, and when the kid is like, wait, so you went through that? Like, tell me about it. Yeah. And then I think, you know, the magic happens, but you got to find the right.
It's really helpful is seeing them be like, oh yeah, I went through something like that. And you're like, you don't even remember anymore?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Didn't even affect you?
This is the time of my life I don't remember this.
Yes. That is also another thing. I've said this ad nauseum, but when I like learned this for the first time that like, you know, people's like brain waves, like physical reaction to things is all really dependent upon what you've already experienced. So I always use the example of like when a college kid is fretting about his midterms, what's happening in his brain is the same thing as like you being like, I can't afford to put food on the table for my 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they're not the same, but it feels that way.
Feels exactly the same. Yeah.
And so when I learned that, I was like, oh shit. So it really is about like being able to put yourself in someone's shoes and recognize that what they're going through feels the same thing as you. And then that's when you can really start to connect.
And once you do that, you're like, oh, everything's easy.
Yeah.
Once you're like, oh yeah, I see why you're fucking acting like this. I get it. You're good.
Because if you what you do is initially you compare it saying, that's fucking crazy that you would ever think you feel the same thing as me, and then you go, oh, he's feeling the same thing as me, like that. But and then I think the wisdom there is that it's like you are overreacting because this is just a test. You know, this isn't. I mean, I think about like, can you imagine if you want to go into law or med school or something like that, you got to be at the top of your class to get into these schools and shit. Otherwise, like imagine being somebody who like fretted over every single grade they got, and it's just like you got a diploma and I got a diploma, bro, and that's it.
To be fair, they tell you that throughout school. I mean, they're like, yo, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
C's get degrees is another cliche that exists for a fucking reason. Now there's
I remember when I first like failed out of school, and I was like I was embarrassed about it. I kept it quiet from Dave until he offered me a contract.
Really?
And then I was like, I have to be honest with you now. I didn't graduate college.
He was like, I have to be honest, I don't fucking care.
Like he's looking up at me. He's like, I couldn't care less. I was like, really? Because I've been fucking hiding that, thinking that was going to be the end of my career.
One of the biggest like changes that I know is like the way I view school. Like I remember telling Bob Fox, Glenny Balls, Rhea, all the kids, like Barstool will be here. Like go get your degree, like finish school. And now I could not be more against that. Like when they all got like hot, when they got like some traction, if they were like, I got to go to class right now, and they didn't capitalize on some of those things, like how fucking dumb would that have been?
It's also crazy to realize how in the moment you live, where like, because even to me when I was failing out of college and I was like, oh my God, like I'm not going to go to college. I have no fucking future. I have no, like, this is what you have to do. You have to go to college, then you can have a future. And then like now that I think about it, 15, 20 years removed, like the world went to college for like 30 years.
I know. It was a fad.
Like it was the grand scheme of the world. There was this like from the 70s to the 20s. Like,
and it like ruined the world, by the way.
Actually, even the 80s. Like, my dad went to college in the 80s, and he wasn't like, everyone didn't go. Like 90s to 2020. It was 30 years where everyone went to college.
And we all got debt and loans and fucked up like the whole economy because of it. Yeah, it's such a like new, very, very new age and like short-lived thing.
Yeah, and
that was so important.
Well, I'm not going to go. This is what's happened throughout human history. Like,
no, it hasn't. And if anything, now it's like the opposite. It's like anybody who's learning a trade and like you become a plumber or an electrician and own your own thing. Those are the people who are absolutely killing it, while everyone else has these metaphorical degrees that mean like nothing. I think I used to think of it as like get your degree because your opportunity will still be there, which is totally wrong. College is always there.
Yes,
Your opportunity is right now. Bob went to the courthouse as Conor McGregor. Like, you got to go right now. And then if that doesn't work, then you go back to college. You can't be like, I'll do that in 2 years while I finish my degree. Then no one fucking knows about your moment anymore.
I remember that in college when I was in school and someone was leaving willingly. And I was like, you're nuts. Meanwhile, every school is going, you got to get the fuck out of here to me. Well, I'm like, yo, they're not kicking you out at the end of the year. You should stay, dude. But he was like, he got an offer to do fashion. I think it was with Louis Vuitton, but it was with one of those type companies. and he was leaving. And I was like, "You're nuts." And he's like, well, first of all,
what are you talking about?
You're getting kicked out of here in like 6 weeks. So
come down from your high horse up there, buddy.
He's like, second of all, like, this is what I want to do. Why wouldn't I go do it? And now my buddy Danny, like, very successful, very happy.
That's an important distinction, though. I think if you're just like failing out and not trying to do anything or have an opportunity, you're just like, well, now I do nothing.
Yeah.
It's like you should probably try then. But if it's more like I'm not doing well enough because I'm spending my time doing this other thing, and that's the thing you want to do.
Right.
Like, then
go do
fucking it. Do that, man. I mean, I don't know how college can recalibrate, but like I think it's gotta. I don't know. I keep thinking, I'm like, if at this rate, if I have to send my kids to school, it's gonna be like $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's just not sustainable. But I don't know how you fix it. Like I think it would take like a radical like debt forgiveness, and we just like change the whole system because of like a law or something. Because there ain't no colleges that are just going to be like, we'll do it, we'll make it affordable.
Yeah,
you know, it's like that ain't happening. So I don't know how it works, but yeah, it will be funny to think if like the history books are like, and then there was just this like wacky little 2-decade period where people like ruined themselves financially to go to school more, like,
to just drink.
I know.
Again, awesome reason to spend $200,000 is to drink for 4 years straight.
There's a sweet spot though. There's probably a sweet spot from like 94 to 98 if you're one of those people where college hadn't gotten crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the 80s. I don't know what the 4-year period is, but I bet you there's a 4-year period where it was like, this actually only cost like $60,000 total. You know, like it wasn't hundreds. It was like, it was expensive. And
not
it
even
was
60.
fucking,
I feel like even in the 80s, it was like $7,000 a year. Or
yeah,
like
and I guess if you go to state
60.
schools and stuff like that, it's all different. But, you know, if you did it right, I guess state schools is the answer too. If it's like, yo, I'm from Arizona. I went to Arizona State. It cost me like $4,000 a year, and I had 4 unbelievable years, and I got in a fraternity, and that's how I met like the boss of my job, and it's like, that's
state
amazing.
Schools probably like
that's the answer.
When I was at FSU, like everyone I knew at FSU was being paid by the state of Florida to go there.
Maybe that is the answer. Maybe it's like
it was like grants and stuff like that. It wasn't, you know, an hourly wage, but it was like
you're coming out ahead basically.
I just remember because they all drove Mercedes, and I was like, why do you guys all have such fucking nice cars? And they would be like, our parents said if we chose to go to Florida State, we could get a nice car.
Yeah,
because it's like, well, then I'd rather spend $60,000 on a car than $250,000 on education.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes sense.
It might not be that college is the problem. It might be fucking pretentious upper middle class assholes being like, I have to go to Notre Dame. I have to fly across the country and go to this prestigious place, when it's like you can probably get the same thing down the block.
100%.
You know, and
which I think everyone knows. Like every school, you just get what you put into it. Like it didn't when I was failing out of schools, it didn't matter what fucking school I was at. But the guy who was at school.
But I think at some point it did matter. I think at some point, if you said, like, I graduated from UPenn, people were like, oh, shit, we'll give you a job.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, even at, like, a so-so institution, you can get a great education.
Oh, yeah.
If you're like, no, I'm going.
Work on it. And
I was the opposite, where I was like, I'm not going. I'm not doing this.
I would actually venture to guess that there are probably professors in, like, middle and lower levels who are, like, really care.
Yeah.
I'm sure when, you know, you get tenure at Harvard, you're like, this is just like, I write books and shit now. I don't actually teach. Whereas there's somebody in like community schools like, I want to help these kids. But you know, if you do it right, and it's just like, you know, go get a little bit smarter over here.
Yeah.
then I can't.
You don't have to get a lot smarter.
Just a little bit of experience, a little bit of smarts. But
I dropped out on this show.
What's up?
I dropped out of college on this show.
Did you?
I announced it like on this show.
I remember that.
You saying I remember, like, did you like physically click the button, like drop out? Or does that button
no, it was just like I talked to like my mom the night before. I was like, I think I'm just gonna like not go back. And
how far along were you?
I was still in. Oh no, I had just gotten a full-time job, so I was like 5 months into this.
No, how far along in school?
Oh, I did not have much left. I had like.
Well, that's a little crazy. Yeah. But it's not. Like, who fucking cares?
But it's like,
because again, if you really wanted to, you could go back and get like 6 more credits and you're done.
Yeah.
Right? I would imagine. I don't know how that
I could go back and do another semester, but like I knew what I had to pay for it, and I was like, I could be making money here, or I could just go spend be in debt.
The dollar,
and no one will ever ask you again.
And no one will ever ask you again.
The dollar per value of educate, like, I don't know how that got so crazy, but like, if there's anything else in the world that your 18-year-old was like, this is going to cost $50,000 for this year, you'd be like, it better be a house. Yeah. It better be like a valuable product that you're going to own at the end, not just this like metaphysical education. That
I remember
we just like that's what you got to do for your kids. That's what kids need. It's like, what?
Yeah. There was a tweet that was like, when I tried to get it was when I was 17, I tried to get a chocolate-colored starfish and hot dog flavored water tattoo, which was just an asshole and cum, and they didn't let me get it. But 2 months later, they did let me take out $250,000 in loans to get an English degree or something like that.
Crazy.
And I was like, yeah, it is. I mean, I understand that there has to be a point where you become able to make your own decisions. There has to be a day, but it is just funny.
Those two things.
That they're that close together.
I remember some economist being on Rogan and breaking it all down, and who knows if I think he's credible, but it was like how student loans ruined everything.
Yeah.
Because it used to just be like, well, these kids, like, nobody can afford this, so we have to price it accordingly. And then it was like, well, if we can just get loans for, like, unattainable loans otherwise. If you said I want a business loan, like, no way. But if it's for education, fine. And then schools were just like, well, they're going to take it from the bank, so let's jack up the price.
You guys are all rich.
And then it just, it's like, if that never happened, it's one of those, like, unintended consequences. I'm sure whoever came up with it was like, let's make sure these kids can afford education. And in doing so, they made sure that kids can't afford education.
Yeah.
All-time backfire on that one. Shit. But sometimes I wonder if, like, we're in our little bubble these days. What was interesting for me was so much of my early career and the early podcasts, at least more male time, Southern KFC Radio, was about being in corporate America and living through that experience because I was doing it. And so I that was probably, like, at some of my best, because when you're doing something that you are, like, truly an expert in or, like, really involved in, you can tell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So when I was, like, writing Cubicle Chronicle stories and relatable shit about work, it's because it just happened to me that day. And then, I got a couple years out of that and was like, all right, I'm full-time now. And I started to feel less and less, I was more disingenuous. It was like, I don't know if that's really what's happening in the office anymore. And I remember some people being like, yo, this dude only worked at Deloitte for like 6 months. And I was like, no, I mean, I had enough time. It was like 5 years. It was like, I knew what it was like, but I don't know what it's like now.
Right.
I have no idea what happens with social media in the workplace. I have all these advancements. It's like, oh, that probably changed corporate America, and I can't talk about that anymore. So now
I feel the same way with, like, sports.
Totally.
Like, I watch the Patriots, watch the Bruins, but, like, I wouldn't pretend to have the pulse of a Boston sports fan anymore.
No. And I certainly
I'm not listening to the talk radio. I'm not in the town. I'm not talking all day with other fans.
Like,
about
being in Boston versus New York.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say I can still very much speak to New York and the New York fandom experience. It's the rest of the league that, like, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I used to, back in, like, the Sports Center days and no entertainment, you just know everything about everybody because it was like, well, I'll learn about the Portland Trailblazers today. Right. What the fuck else am I going to do? Now it's like, I don't pretend to know who the draft class is, who the free agents are, who the stars are. I can tell you about my teams, but
I always say that with the Patriots. Like, not always, but this year with the Patriots, I'm like a kid on the playground where I'm like, look, I don't know how tough your dad is, but my dad's fucking tough. So
yeah, you might be able to beat him up, but probably not. I don't think so.
Like, I have no idea how good your team is. I know my team's really fucking good.
I really can't believe they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
I think they might.
It's a weird year where it's wide open, like pretty wide open. I think there's probably I think you could probably make the case for like 10 teams being a potential contender. And so if that's the case, like, who's probably gonna win it? The guys who have won it a bunch of other times.
And the guys who it's a great story. It's a great story.
Yeah.
And someone's going to have to chop Vrabel's dick off. I'll volunteer.
That's right. Yeah, that's right?
Say sacrifice his dick for his fucking Super Bowl.
He
did say at the time, I think, were they still Titans at the time? Were they still on the team?
I think so. Yeah. Because that was like, wasn't that like, he didn't say that publicly, right?
No, he said it on the bus. He said it on the bus.
Oh,
with
yeah?
the boys. Yeah.
That's funny. I thought it was like he said that and it kind of got leaked or some shit like that. But
no, he said it like during an interview.
But what he should say is more like, if he wins it, he should be like, and I didn't have to cut my own dick off.
Yeah.
Like there was the opportunity. That magic genie would have done it, but I did it through hard work, not castration. And it's gonna happen.
Just gotta keep getting up. That's all it is. I am an insurance person. I am born of an insurance family. I still can't figure out insurance. Row.co, they can help you. They can make everything simple and easy. It's a different language. It's hard to figure out all that stuff. Okay, they got codes and copays and all kinds of stuff that almost feels like it's intentionally you're not supposed to be able to understand it. Ro's got their free insurance checker and it lets you see if you're covered for GLP-1s for free. So don't worry about all that insurance stuff trying to figure it out. Go to ro.co. Okay, you can use their free insurance checker. Check if you are covered for GLP-1s for free. If you want to see if you're covered, all you got to do is submit your insurance card and Ro will take care of everything else. No paperwork, no hassle, no waiting on hold. Ro's free insurance checker will send you a comprehensive report of your coverage details so you can make a decision that's right for your goals. If you decide to move forward, Ro can help you understand if GLP-1s like Ozempic and Wegovy are right for you and your goals, but that is just the beginning. Go to ro.co/KFCR for your free insurance check. That's ro.co/KFCR to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
Matt Barnes getting scammed by an AI girl is crazy. You heard that story?
No.
You know Matt Barnes from All the Smoke?
Yeah, of course.
So he got extorted to the tune of like $60,000 from an AI girl.
What does that even mean?
I can't quite figure it out. He posted about it and was sort of like, I'm done. I'm not paying anymore, so I'm coming out, you know? And he posted these screen recordings of his text messages. They just keep, like, she texted him like 80 billion times. And I imagine he said this AI person is extorting me by using, like, by threatening to expose material that makes it look like I cheated on my wife. He said he never met her. He's never seen her, never fucked her.
Imagine.
Right. So that, I guess that could mean someone slides in your DMs, they look like a hot chick, and you start like sexting.
That dude is fucking a lot of people who aren't his wife. You start sexting with random people who slide in your DMs, you're fucking everybody.
I mean, that's kind of like my thought is like, I guess if you got caught up with someone on DMs and you sent like sexts and maybe videos or voice notes and shit, because I think there was some voice notes in the screen recordings. You're basically sexting, like phone sex or some shit. And someone was like, all right, I'm going to put this out. You might be like, I don't want my wife seeing that. But if it's like somebody you never, it just seems like if you never met somebody and you're paying $60,000, like there's a reason why. Like, I don't know.
It's probably because he doesn't want. Yeah, I don't know what the answer would be.
Or like they have information about the times you did, and I think they've had some issues before, so that was like already out there. So like, but I don't know that. I hate to say this, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just jaded here, but like, if an NBA player, what's more detrimental to someone's reputation? An NBA player like he was cheating on his wife, or he's so dumb he got scammed by an AI girl.
Yeah. One there's precedent for.
Yeah.
One is the
one
first
is
time.
like kind of a dime a dozen. The other one is like, are you kidding? Like
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas and all these other guys are kind of clowning him and talking about it. It's like, I think I would have just taken the hit.
Yeah, but Matt Barnes, you can afford $60,000 a year, right?
Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going.
But also, like, it is like it's probably so freeing to be like, yeah, I don't know. This is what happened.
You know,
here you go.
the ultimate if you give a mouse a cookie type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's always hard because it's like if you got the money. If you find yourself in a compromising situation, you have money to pay for like hush money or like extortion money. It's like, well, I don't know. This is like I have the money, so like I don't want my life to be problematic. So like I'll use my money in that way. But
it obviously depends
never.
on like how bad things are. But like I would go public out of spite.
Yeah,
I'd be like, fuck
yes.
you, fuck no.
Well,
like,
and I think Kevin Hart did that. And I think a lot of people were on his side because they were like, fuck that girl.
Bro, can I tell you?
You love his special, right?
I haven't laughed that hard.
That's awesome. I haven't watched
in
it. I gotta
a long time, dude. He's so goddamn funny. He's like, it probably sounds rude, and it probably is like the last thing in the world you want to say, but it's like he's just almost more than a comedian. He's just an entertainer. Yeah, like he's just so entertaining.
He's a presence. He's just like his
voice,
his behavior. Yeah.
Where like I was fucking. There is in the middle. There's like one bit about like dick pills that I did not enjoy. But aside from that, I thought that special was one of the funniest of the year.
I also think he's kind of an interesting case of he was obviously.
Wait, can you pull up a clip? I just want to show you this one clip. This is, dude. I was like in tears. Well, I'm overhyping it, but he's talking about just it's called Acting My Age. It's all about like getting old. Basically, it was this podcast,
right? Tell me you got like the timestamp and everything.
I know about where it is. I know.
How many times you watched this?
3.
Wow. That's high praise, man. Or I mean, while you look for that, I do think Kevin Hart's an interesting case of I think he was obviously a very successful stand-up to end up getting the opportunities he got. But I think once he became like a movie star and in commercials and kind of, like you said, just like an entertainer, I think the narrative became like, he's not even that funny of a comic because he's like voicing cartoons and doing crazy shit with The Rock. And I think enough time has now gone by where that it comes back around, like everything else we've said in this podcast, like the longevity, where it's like, no, he's a pretty fucking funny comic. Like, no one's ever going to confuse him with like Louis C.K. in terms of like technical comic skills. But the pendulum went back too far, you know, right. Where it's like, all right, he's maybe. I think the vibe was sort of like he's funny, but he's not funny enough to be making like $150 million a year. Which, by the way, yes, he is, because he is.
He's doing it.
And second of all, like when that narrative subsides, you realize like, no, he's pretty fucking funny on stage. You can do. This is another thing about the longevity is like Kevin Hart. He probably could have told those jokes when he was 25, but it's real when it's 50.
Yeah, right.
So it's like you almost have to plan
He's in the cubicle now.
Yeah. So it's like you have to trust yourself. It's like, okay, when I'm like 50, I'll write a special about being old.
Yeah.
Because you could, as like a 30-year-old, be like, man, old people can't even walk down the stairs. But it's better when it's like, I can't walk down the stairs because I'm old.
Yeah.
So, trusting that you'll be there when those life events start to happen is fucking awesome. That's great.
The skipping steps is so, like, even when I was young and spry, I'd see people
going
skipping
down.
Steps, and I was like,
you gotta kind of,
how big a rush are you in, dude?
Like, what could possibly be worth this risk? This is just a cost-benefit analysis here. Because you have
12 steps, dude. Just take the 12 fucking steps.
You save 1 second. Well, you have to turn your foot kind of to land on them straight. No fucking thank you, man.
The high-risk situation.
Did you ever ride your bike and like go down steps?
Yes, but I wasn't one of the ones who was like,
I can do this.
Steps.
So there was a school like right down the block from my house, and it had 4 big like up, flat, up, flat, up, flat. And each little bank of steps probably had like 15 or 20 stairs. Mm. And I remember being like, I'm gonna ride down this whole thing. I'm gonna go brr, 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 and kind of like I could ride down them, but like jumping a little bit. And I was like, all right, we got like 4 sets to go. Like, here we go. First one. I was just like, what am I? What am I? Who am I? Tony Hawk? Am I Dave Mirra? Like, I was by myself. There was nobody even there. I was just like, I'm gonna do this, and I just bit it again, all by myself, like bleeding, and then I just walked my bike home. Dude, like, why did I do any of this?
That just reminded me that I fell up the stairs yesterday.
Oh, the worst.
No, like this one was the worst up the stairs fall I've ever had in my life. Where I think you've both been in my apartment. Like when you get to the top of the stairs, there's that little landing, and then there's like one more step.
Yeah,
and it's a marble floor, and I got to the landing, and I went to step, and I tripped on the landing step, that one last step. Mm-hmm. So I ended up falling into the wall where I caught myself. But I caught myself at an angle where I couldn't recover. So I was like, well, kind of stuck here. You know what I mean?
Because if you let go, you're falling.
Yeah.
So you had to like push.
So I dropped my keys, and I was so close to my door. I was about to unlock my door. So I dropped my keys, and I was like, all right, how can I maneuver out of this? And I'm trying to like lower myself. And then I finally go, this isn't working. You just got to hit the ground, bro.
No.
I just went.
You just let yourself.
And I get into my apartment. My girlfriend's like, what the fuck just happened? Because it was like, you heard like a dum, and that was
then like 20 seconds later.
Right? And then like 10 seconds later, keys fell. And she's like, what is going on out there? I was like, I tripped up the steps, kind of caught myself for a second, and then had the cannonball onto the marble.
This motherfucker fell for like 60 straight seconds. It was a 2-minute fall.
It was loud. Like when I finally hit the ground, I think one of my palms smacked the marble, so it was like, It was, I think it was last night. Whatever night I was wearing your jacket. Because I was like, good thing I got a puffy jacket on.
So brace my fall, break my fall. Man, that getting old like that shit sucks. Where it's just like stairs are a problem. Sitting on a bar stool, can't do that anymore.
Oh. Bro.
Sitting on something without a back? Nope.
Dude, I went to, this is funny. I don't know if I told this story. I went to Dan Carney, the comedian. He came on.
Yeah.
And I think it was that night, actually.
Yeah, you went downtown to his thing.
I went to his thing that night. And Ryan Felipe was there.
Yes.
And for some reason, we ended up just kind of, he'd been on the show, so we knew each other. Neither of us knew anyone else there, so we just talked.
Yeah.
And we ended up sitting and watching the premiere together.
Yeah.
And we grabbed 2 bar stools. And it was probably like 25 to 30 minutes of show.
No, sir.
And it started slow, where it'd be like, I'd kind of like do like a little twist like this. I go, and then
do that one.
And I'd see Ryan kind of do one of these. And I was like, after about 10 minutes, I was like, fucking back sucks, huh? And he was kind of like, it's a different thing. And I was like, nah, dude, we're both old. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
don't get it twisted. I mean, I'm at the point where, and I've always been a bag of bones, so I can't do anything. But I can't do anything anymore. I can't sit with my legs crossed anymore.
Oh, I
got injured from sitting with my legs crossed.
I can only sit with my legs extremely crossed.
You have to go all the way?
I'm like this.
Yeah. Like, tuck them up or down, whatever.
I'm actually like very soon I'm going to go to like a body doctor.
Yeah.
Because my hips are bad. I got to get this
you're
fixed.
all out of alignment.
But like when I sit like this, because it's the only way I can sit comfortably, I'm like, my hips are this
fucked.
wide right now.
They're fucked.
Like they are that fucking wide. I'm a pretty big guy. My hips are this
wide. That's why you can fit in small underwear. Yeah. You're like a Hulk on top and like a little baby on the middle.
Like, look at this. Look how teeny tiny I am. I'm like a little thimble.
Dude, I did a day where I recorded like a bunch of different podcasts, and I was sitting cross-legged most of the time. And when I finished the day, I stood up and I felt like my ankle, like I rolled my ankle playing basketball. Like the days where you jump in the air, you land on someone's foot, and it's like a grade 3 sprain. It felt like that, and I was like, I know for a fact I just sat down today. There was no activity, no sports. I wasn't playing with my kids, no injuries. So I started Googling it, and it was like you've pinched the peroneal nerve in your calf. So it's like from sitting like that, and that goes down to your foot. And I was like, so I start reading up on that, and it was like everything that they said can happen from sitting with your legs crossed too often was happening. They were just like, so you have pinched nerves here, your like hip flexors. They were like your hip, this muscle connecting like your pelvis to your bones or whatever. They were like, that's probably been contracted for like 15 straight years. Like it's never relaxed. And because that's tight, this goes down, and that's why this is loose, but that's tight. And they were like, no amount of stretching or working out will fix this. You like have to start sitting the right way to get in alignment. And so I've been trying, and you watch back, I'm not doing it well. Like, you're supposed to just sit like this. I could never do this. I could never. If I just did the whole podcast like this, that would be insane. To me, that would be nuts to just have both feet on the ground and knees at a 90-degree angle. It's got to be like this. And then when you get older, you do that. Or I got to do that. Or it's just something up like.
I physically cannot sit at a 90-degree angle.
It's
like. What am I in the military?
Why
am I sitting like this?
You look like a robot. I've never seen you just be like if you walked in the room and I was just like, hello, let's do our podcast. Like, are you trapped or something? Are you stuck? And they, it was like, of course you should strengthen your muscles and stretch out and stuff. But they said it's just the way you're sitting is ruining your body. And I was like, I can't even sit anymore, dog. I can't sit anymore, dog. I used to be like, all right, I can't even like play pickup basketball anymore because if my shoulder gets hit, like I'm out, Okay, but that's not that big of a deal to give up. Like how often am I playing, you know? Yeah. And then like little things like that throughout. I can't play this anymore. I shouldn't do that. I'm definitely not going to do any like extreme sports or something crazy like that. I'm not doing any of that. Now it's like the way that I sit, I can't do anymore. Fuck. What's next? I mean, sleeping too. It's like I have one position left. I used to sleep on my stomach. Absolutely can't do that. Ruins my back. So I used to sleep on my side. I can't sleep on the bad shoulder side because that gets hurt. So I'm basically down to like a little bit on my left side or just like this. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to just sleep like that? It's crazy, man. And what's it going to be like when I'm 80?
Yeah.
I hope
that's what I was
out.
thinking about. When I was like, well, this is like, these hips are a problem at 40 or 37, whatever I am. And
got a long way to go.
I'm like halfway there, maybe.
And you know what? Like, how much do you work out? All the time.
I work out pretty often.
It's like, well, what?
But the legs, my hips got hurt working out, and then I didn't fix them.
Okay, so it's more of an injury thing?
This is an injury. Yeah.
Because there are times I'm like, man, doing all this working out, and then it's like, I don't know, your brain just goes, or you get a disease, or some dumb shit. It's like, well, I'm just going to be a complete piece of shit because something's going to fuck me up anyway. That's the other problem. So the episode here, this is the longevity episode. As much as I preach, like, last as long as you can, there's also a part of me that's like, it just keeps getting worse. It's just gonna keep getting worse. And I keep thinking. I was talking to who was I talking to? Shit, it was somebody in our industry who was a little bit older, and it was like we were doing the Billy Madison, like telling these kids like stay here as long as you can. And I was like, do you think that like the 60-year-olds are thinking that to us? Like kind of what I was saying earlier. And he was like, no, I think it eventually lets up. Like, I think in your 30s and 40s, if you're raising kids and shit, it's about as bad as it gets. Because by the time you're 50 and 60, they're older and you're not doing all the activities and shit. So eventually life does get easier. But from like 20 to like 50, it just keeps getting worse. Just keeps getting harder, more responsibilities, more bills, older, more pain, more fat, more, it just keeps getting harder and harder to live. Fuck. All right, let me wrap up though on some.
Harder and harder to live.
It really does, man.
DraftKings, baby. It's fall. It's winter. It's one of the two. It's winter. Whatever it is, it's football season. And one touchdown can change everything. The crowd, the momentum, the game itself. It never gets old. Feel that same rush with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, where every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. With DraftKings Sportsbook, all the action's in your hands. First touchdown, anytime TD, live bets, every play, every snap, every game matters. And Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. My grandfather's from Missouri, I think. Used to say that there were two, there's the Show Me State, where it was, there are two forts. Was it Fort Knox? And there's another fort, two forts, and the pigs are never hungry is what he used to say about Missouri. That's how good things are going down in Missouri. And they're going even better now because DraftKings is there. And here's the best part. New customers in Missouri, there's going to be a lot of you. $5, bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. When your team hits the end zone, you could hit the payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFC. That's code KFC. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Let me wrap up with what I know for a fact is a real DM. This comes from Danielle, who was one of our absolute day ones. If you saw her, you would recognize her. Tall girl. She was at all of our shows. And she said, this podcast was starting as I was finishing up college. Since the beginning, I was hooked. While I did call into Sirius, I never left a KFC radio voicemail, so consider this my ultimate long-time listener, first-time caller story. My career began in 2012, and KFCR came along with me. I listened during my commute or at my desk, and my coworkers would poke fun at me for laughing so often in my cubicle. I swear the Tuesday morning pods after Labor Day cured those mid-20s sunburnt hangovers. Once live shows started popping up, I came to all of them. I remember going to both shows on your first night at Caroline's. I felt like a proud mother watching my kids go off to college when you were first on stage at the Wilbur. I remember tweeting probably 10 years ago that a big breakup had ruined watching The Office for me. And Kevin replied, reassuring me that no one can ever take The Office away from someone. Similarly, nothing/no one could ever take away KFC Radio from me. Come hell or high water, I tuned in. Then hell or high water actually did come. I discovered a massive tumor and I was diagnosed with a rare cancer. I spent 2024 in and out of chemo and massive surgeries.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, endless days in the hospital recovering, in pain, and not sure what came next. I popped in my headphones and escaped to John and Kevin's world for a bit. 2025 has brought nothing but good things. I'm officially in remission. My hair is growing back. My first nephew was born. Met the love of my life. KFC Radio ending at the end of 2025 is so bittersweet. I can't hardly stand it. It's carried me from my early 20s to now 36 years old and always be a part of who I am.
Let's go, like, Danielle.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know about the cancer. I'm very happy to hear you're in remission. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. And
there's
been a lot of those. I've gotten a lot of good stuff of people getting through addictions, diseases, divorces, injuries, like all that sort of shit.
That's the kind of bummer of ending is like I was saying yesterday when I was looking at DM, I looked at the DM because I was like, oh, like I kind of do want to be a part of that.
You should go through your DMs. I think it's very funny that you got a really rude one right off the rip. I got one too. Remember?
But I also part of me like wants the show. Like I'm so happy that so many people this matters to them.
Yeah,
that means the fucking world to me.
Yeah.
But I also want the show to be like through my own lens.
Yeah. Well, so you don't want it to be like
I don't want it to be ruined by other DMs. Like the show to me right now is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And there's no need to
I've got a lot of nice ones though. I don't think. I think you will be. I think you will.
I've also been very emotional about this show, and I didn't think I was going to be anymore.
Really? I thought you weren't being emotional because I thought I was emotional.
Well, I mean, like, when we made the decision, I was very emotional at that time, and I think I've been through that. But obviously, there are other times where there will be questions about that. But it's really sweet hearing from everyone who really liked the show.
I got a funny DM though. Remember Gabby, who I said was like fat and ugly? That was more of a radio thing. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
She was giving me shit about like saying that I was ugly, and then I looked at her profile picture like, "You're ugly," and then we ended up like being friends. But so she sent a very heartfelt one as well. But I got a kick out of well, I'll just read it. She goes, I don't know exactly how to express what KFC Radio meant to me. You introduced me to Barstool at a time where I thought content was only Guess That Ass and blogs that I rarely paid attention to. KFC Radio helped me survive Cube life. Then came Barstool Radio, where I put myself out there and I had such fun banter. Like, all right, cool, fine. And then it goes, when I found out about your personal scandal, I was heartbroken. I was wearing a quilted sweatshirt and I immediately took it off. I was disgusted and disappointed and understood why the world said, don't meet your heroes. And
this is Robbie Fox when fucking Chris Pratt and Anna Faris broke up.
Love is dead. And then she goes, wait, where is it? She goes, then it hit me. I know KFC. I don't know Kevin. I've done bad shit to good people and believe everything happens for a reason, so I chose to stand by you. And wait, there was even another one where it was just like I realized, hang on. Yeah, she goes, 2 things I'll never forget. Where I was during 9/11 and where I was when I realized my favorite internet radio personality crush was a garbage trash human like the rest of us. And I was like, thanks for the fucking DM, Gabby.
We've all been saying it. Kevin Clancy, Muhammad Atta. Like, right? 9/11, dude?
Like, what?
9/11 comp?
Bro, I have gotten comps over the years. People, rapists and murderers. Never straight up the darkest day in American history, though. So,
no, that was when Charlie Kirk got shot.
So despite the fact that I just gave you a shining example of why you shouldn't read the DMs, I promise you there won't be many like that. There's been a lot.
But
of really good ones.
honestly, like this show, I don't know. To me, it was us.
Yeah,
and like obviously fans are so important, but like I
never did anything like for the fans specifically. I know that sounds bad. Like,
which
I
also
did it for
sounds
the fans.
insane on a show where like voicemails, like it's a humongously important piece of it,
right?
But I think
we just did our thing, like whatever we were going through or felt was funny or did. Like I never was like, oh, the fans need this or need that. I was like, I want to do a show for them, but they didn't really dictate.
Which was probably stupid.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably not the way to do a show.
Definitely.
Probably should like look at what's working and do stuff.
But then that's how you become like a one-trick pony. Like if we were like, this works every time, let's just do this, then the show doesn't go down. You know,
I think we've both found things that we're good at because we didn't stick. Yeah,
you do all the things
to keep repeating it, and like, it's our experience in this field. But I like the way we did it.
I did get one.
I got no regrets.
I got one text from my buddy Gabe, who was a fan, and he just said, at the exact same time you guys said it, I thought to myself, at the exact same time you said, where else am I going to get this kind of content if this show is ending, was right when you guys started talking about drinking piss. It's like, there really are plenty
that
of podcasts.
Was a funny way to kick off that show, which was probably like, it was the first episode since we announced we're ending it.
Yep.
We probably haven't talked about drinking piss on the show in a while. Like it's probably, our conversations have probably changed.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, the show's ending. I'll check back in. Like they're the exact same guys they were 10 years ago.
You haven't missed a thing. No personal growth. I will say it now. I ended up having Jackie edit that podcast because right after we did the drinking content, I told the story about Shay and it was funny. And I was like, whoa, this makes me uncomfortable that those 2 topics were back to back. But I told Jackie to take that out. I wrestled with that because I was like, it's the final episodes. Don't edit it. It is a funny moment. Just let it ride. And I was like, no.
It's the final episodes. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
We made it this far. Let's just get down the stairs,
Imagine
okay?
we are going down the stairs, and we're on like the last step, Don't get stuck between the wall. Don't.
I was thinking that yesterday when I fucking, in that same episode, when I had done like the cooking thing. And I was like, I didn't mean it like that.
Wait, what was the cooking? What was the cooking?
Just like what the Catherine Blanford had told the joke.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I just mean like I am around women who cook. And in reality, like I've never met a woman who cooks. I've never met and I cook. So that's why I'm like, maybe you don't know how to cook. Like, you don't know how?
That would be very funny, though.
It's just following instructions.
We should maybe just go down in flames with like the last episode. I'll drop an N-bomb. You say like pro-Palestine or something. Whatever fucking gets the people going now. And on the last episode, our careers are over.
What is getting the people going right now? What is like the hot topic?
I don't know.
It's
been pretty
the
quiet.
Israel-Palestine thing's always hot. The immigration's a big to-do.
I don't even.
I think
feel like
Charlie Kirk. I don't think there's been much debates on the internet politically that I know of.
Maybe nature's healing. Maybe it's all working out. All right. We got a momentous occasion. Our last guest in KFC Radio history is going to be Tom Pelphrey from Ozark, from HBO Task. He's the last one on the schedule. Can't imagine we'll be booking anybody in the next couple weeks unless something falls from the sky. The answer to the trivia question of who is the first guest is what, Brian Beer?
I thought Beer was after like Couture.
You're actually right, because that was like Dan had joined the show by that point. So I think maybe the very first guest I think my first interview ever was Nate Bargatze from Mail Time. I think for KFC Radio, it's probably Logan Couture. And now we'll wrap up with Tom Pelphrey.
It's a hell of an ending.
It's funny. It's like, it's not like a comic or like one of the guys we always had on or something. It's like one of the fucking most handsome, amazing actors who just put out like this bomb-ass show.
I would argue one of the greatest living actors.
Let's fucking go.
He's so fucking good.
Tom Pelphrey on KFC Radio to wrap it up. Let's talk to him.
Jackpocket. It's jackpot season, baby. Kevin's been saying they've been going crazy, the jackpots. I'm taking my phone out right now. I'm going to figure out what they're at right now. But Powerball and Mega Millions are both heating up and heading into the holidays. Those numbers just keep climbing. Where is my Jackpocket? There she is. We've partnered with Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app, so you can order your tickets right from your phone. Powerball, Mega Millions, state games, even scratch-offs, all of it. It does not matter. You can play it. 73 people have become millionaires using Jackpocket. 73. And now everyone's watching the jackpots rise. We are no different. Right now, look at Powerball, $775 million. I'll get in on that a little bit. Slide to order. Bingo, bango. I'm in the mix. New Jackpocket customers get $5 in free lottery credits with code KFC2. It's code KFC2 only on Jackpocket. You get $5 in free lottery credits, which I want to stress what $5 in free lottery credits gets you. It gets you a chance at $775 million. It gets you 2 chances at it, frankly. $2 gets you 1 chance. So go to it. Go to Jackpocket. Get to $5 free lottery with code KFC2. Code KFC2 only on Jackpocket.
It's so funny because Task, there's a lot to get into, but I'm going to start with Task.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday night HBO show, so it's like you're going to get good shit,
Yeah.
Pretty much always.
And we can curse.
Yes. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. As a matter of fact, actually, let me start here. You will be the last guest in the history of this podcast. We started no pressure. We started in 2012.
What happened?
It's just time. It's been 15 years of the same show.
You guys are just fucking over it?
I hate this fucking guy. I'm sick of him. Sick of talking to people like you. I'm done.
It's a hell of a time. It's like sweeps week. We got views through the roof.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Part of it was just like, so when we started in 2012 when like podcasts were really not that big of a thing, and now there's so much competition and so many amazing people. So, it was hard out here to keep competing, but since we announced the ending, people are now taking a renewed interest. So you're getting the most eyeballs we've gotten in a while, bro.
Fuck yeah, man. Wow, you guys are like the OG. You guys are like fucking Rogan era. Like,
we were talking about that the other day. Like like before us was like Rogan, Bill Simmons, and Bill Burr probably.
Damn.
Yeah, we're like the only guys that didn't turn into like 100 millionaires. Fuck.
What the fuck are you guys doing in here?
We had like a 30-year head start, and we just kind of squandered it. I don't know.
It's like Skype. Like, the fuck is Zoom?
We're Blockbuster. We're fucking Blockbuster, and everyone else is Netflix, man.
Fuck, man.
But yeah, we put this on the schedule, and then we made the decision. And so unless something pops up, it's going to end January 1. So unless something squeaks in the next couple weeks, you will be the answer to the trivia question of who is the final guest at KFC Radio will be none other than Tom Pelphrey.
Fuck yeah, I'm fucking honored. Dude, thanks, guys.
No, we are honored.
Yeah,
bro.
this is awesome.
We are
this is a great one to
honored
end on.
to be sitting here with you.
Yeah,
you're insane. Yeah. You're so talented. It's crazy,
shit, bro. Thank you.
but like I was saying, so like I'm like, what's this new show Task, HBO 9 o'clock. Historically, I know I'm gonna love that show.
Yeah,
and even with that bar, I was like, this show's a fucking heater, dude.
Yeah,
like, and I'm actually interested to hear your take because it wasn't like a Game of Thrones, like or a fantasy thing. It was, it's. I felt like it deserved more hype and acclaim. What's your opinion of it? Did you feel like it was really received that well? Because I feel like it's like one of the greatest shows I've ever fucking watched.
Yeah, no, thanks, brother.
Really
no, it was definitely fucking received well, and the numbers were good. Like,
okay, good. I
on
want to
all
make sure
the metrics, it was pretty good. I know it's hard to
because sometimes I was like shouting it at people. I was one of those guys like, "Have you watched this? No, stop what you're doing and go watch it right now." What's it about? Oh, it's like drugs, and it's like no, but for real, like for real, go watch it. It was that good.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, no, I felt that way when I read it. I was like, holy fuck, and also like the way I gauge anything I do, like there's a lot of stuff I've done that I think is very good and well done, but the way I really gauge anything is like I got a younger brother and I'm like, is Bobby gonna watch this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Metric, that's how I know if I think it'll be popular. Mm-hmm. Whereas like there's plenty of shit I've done my brother ain't got time for. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Even something I'm proud of. He's 4 years younger than me. So Bobby's 39 years old. And I'm like, yo, is Bobby going to watch this? And we were doing tests. I was like, yo, my brother's going to love this shit.
Man, that's some wholesome shit right there. Tom's just out here performing basically for his brother.
Yeah. No, he's just my
trying
gauge,
to make sure
man.
my brother likes me. That I mean the show, the writing, the acting is all so good, but man, that accent is just fucking great, dude. That Delco accent, I mean, if you like know it or have lived it, like it made that show feel so real because it was like that is what that area looks like and sounds like, and it was very real.
It's as real as it gets because Brad grew up there.
Right.
Okay,
like Brad grew up there.
Right.
He lived there. He moved out. He sold Out of the Furnace. Remember the Christian Bale movie?
Bale and,
Inglesby wrote that one.
Who's the other one?
Woody Harrelson and Affleck. Casey
Affleck. There.
Yeah. So he sells that living there in Pennsylvania, moves out to California, whatever. Eventually, pandemic, they're going to start filming Mayor of Easttown. And he and his wife's also from there. Mm-hmm. They knew each other from high school. They have their kids. They move back temporarily to shoot Mayor in fucking Delco. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're like in fucking Delco filming Task,
in the heart of it,
And they move back and they look at each other like, "You gonna just live here?" Like, yeah.
They just stayed put?
So they just stayed put. It's
No.
fucking amazing. It's like fucking East Coast Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
He's like, everybody fucking come to me.
And instead of like
Delco's the new Yellowstone. Fuck yeah, dude.
Instead of like sprawling mountains in Montana, it's like the fucking Delaware River.
Yeah. He's like, we're gonna eat some fucking hoagies.
Yeah, you're from Jersey, right?
Oh yeah.
Where in Jersey?
Howell Township, Monmouth County.
Monmouth County, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so you know it too then. Like that's your world really too.
Oh, 100%. All the same shit. The fucking wah-wah, the fucking being psychopaths about sports, like all the fucking, like the way you show affection is by joking the shit out of each other and being rough and all that. Yeah.
Dude, I remember you said you really aligned with Robbie because he was a physical guy and you got a bench when you were 12.
Oh, yeah.
That spoke to me very well. Like I remember when I got a bench and like I got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was probably even a little younger than 12. I was probably like 10.
Yeah.
And
bro, most kids are talking about like Nintendo 64 and you're like, I got a bench.
No, I didn't ask for it. It was like my dad's like, come in the garage, look what I got you. And I was like, am I supposed to use this now?
Put like a bow on it. You're like,
it had a bow on it. And I was like, are you telling me something, dude? And I think much like you said in the quote I'd read, where it's like it stays with you forever after that.
100%.
Like it's always in your life after.
100%. Like no matter what's going on, even if I'm busy, even if I can't get to a fucking gym, I'm dropping down one day and getting my like 350 push-ups until I can't push anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I was 12 years old. My dad got it for me in the garage. Sand weights.
Yeah.
Remember the sand weights? They get fucking punctured. The shit spills out. Yeah.
You meatheads. I'm just going to get out of here. Let you two do
I
this.
had the fucking one that you had to twist them on. Remember that? Like, you know how like now you got to bend so you like slide on? And I just had to keep spinning it. Like most of my workout was just spinning a weight onto a bar.
Totally.
That's funny, man. So Task was I mean, incredible. And I feel like coming off of Ozark as well. I mean, that's just like, those are two, if you were to never do anything again, I feel like that's a career right there that you could be proud of, let alone whatever else you're going to add to the mix. Like, those are two awesome shows. And Ozark was like so good I was uncomfortable. I was like, it's a hard watch. It was heavy shit, man. That was incredible.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Yeah, it does feel that way. It's like, you don't always get an opportunity to do the fullest extent of what you think you might be capable of. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay. That's okay. But it is the way it is. Like, it's like, I love football, and like, you watch like a certain running back and you're like, yo, he's got a shit offensive line. The quarterback's not a threat. The scheme sucks. Like, we're never going to see what that looks like. Like, honestly, fucking Saquon.
You're talking about someone very specific right now.
We could talk about Saquon, which was like, obviously I'm a diehard Giants fan. I love Saquon. Happy for him. But it was like,
wait,
dude,
you're
like
a Giants
that.
fan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a Birds fan. Okay,
No.
Got it.
Diehard Giants fan. But like, watching him on the Giants all those years, it was like, I would get frustrated, especially because he seems like a good dude. But you get frustrated because it's like, we suck. We can't block.
It's not his fault. Yeah.
The offense isn't really working enough to like establish a consistent run game. You see him go to the Eagles, and if they played him that last game, he'd probably have the all-time rushing.
I know. That was that clip where
he's saying, "Let the young guys eat."
Yeah. And they're like, you can go get this record and like dunk on them, and he's like, nah, it's all good. That's almost cooler than setting the record.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
I don't
so
even give
cool.
a fuck about it.
It's so cool, and it just it's everything he does. He seems like a guy with a lot of class, and I'm happy for him. But like, it's the same thing with acting. It's like the first thing is a great script. That's the basis. Like, okay, the script is good, but then who's going to direct it? Like that really has an impact on how things are going to turn out. Co-stars. Who are you fucking playing with? Who are you in the scenes with? What's the vibe? All that shit. And then you're done with it, and then it gets sent to post. How are they going to edit it? Yeah. What takes are they going to use?
Yeah, there's so many spots where it could all fall apart.
Totally.
Right? Like, because even
100%.
you could have 5 out of 6, but if the edit is terrible, it all goes away.
If the edit's terrible, if they use the wrong music, like too much or the wrong music, or so,
or even the network it's on and when it airs, and like, I mean, all of that plays into it.
Or nobody sees it.
Right. You can make a masterpiece, but it's, I don't know, on some small, I guess that's a little bit easier now, but back in the day, if you're on some lower channel or whatever, it's like, nobody would know. But so this one, you felt like it all came together. Like
100% all came together. And to your point, I felt that way about Ozark too. Like, I was a fan of Ozark before I was on there. Everybody was watching the show anyway. So to get those opportunities where like I generally felt like fucking challenged. It was like exciting in the way like I really had to work and focus and show up prepared, especially Ozark. Like that character was walking such a line, but I also didn't want to like back off the line for safety out of fear, because then that's not really the truth either. So it's like, all right, we're gonna go for this, but like, whew.
Did you know when you were doing Ozark in particular, like, did you know that you were just fucking destroying? Like, every episode, there's a scene where it's like, holy shit, Tom Pelphrey just went fucking nuts.
Oh, no, man.
Like, particularly with you and Laura Linney. Like,
it felt good. It felt amazing. I was with all these good actors, but honestly, because it's so heightened, like what he's experiencing, what he's living through is so heightened.
How do you even like relate? Like if you're acting and you're breaking up with someone, it's like, all right, I've broken up with someone before. No one's ever been like involved in a cartel scheme where you gotta like sacrifice yourself. Like, how do you even figure out how to act that?
I mean, there's so much of you start to think about life this way, and I definitely started to think about my own experiences and other human beings this way, where I feel like for the most part, most of the things, that we all experience are like on a spectrum, like, actually, I think if you really check in with yourself and if you're trying to find some empathy, you can kind of relate to almost everything, just a matter of degrees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about Ben from Ozark, and you know, I read this fascinating book about bipolar, and it was written by a doctor, like a psychiatrist who also was bipolar. So she could tell you experientially her story from childhood through puberty into young adulthood, dealing with this thing, getting on medication, wanting to get off her medication. And then as she's telling you this lived experience, was very emotional, very visceral, as the doctor, she can also break down like what's actually happening. What does the medicine do? Why? Like what is happening in the brain and all these, and it was so eye-opening, but also so intense. And then you're like, wow, having these experiences where she's going to the furthest end of either spectrum. We all know what it's like to be really excited, really happy. You know, even if you think about being younger, I associate some of those feelings a little more, you know, with being younger and stuff. But it's like, what if you crank that to 11? Like, what if you're excited and happy because you are convinced that you now know the secrets of the universe?
You really believe it.
You know it. There's no belief. You know the secrets of God is speaking directly to you. You can see and know all knowledge. Like, this is how she's describing this kind of manic state, you know? And fuck, man, like, even if that's followed by which it always is, some kind of crash or depression, which dark and terrifying, and trying to think of your worst day and then cranking up that knob is scary. But you can see how, if you could level that out, there could be a part of that person's soul being like, I miss knowing the secrets of the universe.
Yeah. I don't want my life to be like muted like that. I want to feel it all. Yeah.
You know, so it was a really interesting role.
And
to play
so, and you did all that in preparation, like for this role?
100%, because you're trying to find like what are the boundaries? Like how can I understand what that experience is in a way that I can relate to it? And so to your point, it was like, did you know it was good or whatever? I knew it was truthful. I knew it was alive, but I was scared because it was so much that I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how this is going to go. This could just be too much. I don't know.
That's nerve-wracking, right? So you're sitting there for a couple months while they're editing going, I hope that wasn't too much.
Honestly, you kiss it up to God. It's like, I told the truth to the best of my ability.
Did your job. Like,
you know, like
as long as you can rest assured that you did your best, it's like,
I feel like there's a responsibility to that. Like, you know, like some actors and stuff, you feel like they just, whatever. Maybe just,
name names. Go ahead. Who and what are you talking about exactly?
Well, look, the thing is, it's like, it's not our fucking job to be liked. It's not our fucking job to be liked. And this is the part I do take seriously. It's like, what's my job? Is like, try and identify what that is and bring it to honest life in service of the story as I understand it. So if that character's too much for you, if it's fucking annoying, if you don't fucking like it, great, fine. As long as I'm serving the story the right way.
Purpose,
So it's like, there's zero part of that fucking equation that's about me. Really. About Tom. Like, who gives a fuck?
But you know what? That's like, that's a good way to approach that job, because I would imagine in Hollywood there's a lot of people who do like insert themselves or what their career or their acting or whatever. To really do it right, I would imagine you do have to remove like all ego and all of your own personal everything, right?
I mean, one, it's the way I was taught, which I'm grateful for, but also like I'm way more comfortable doing it that way because I don't want to think about my shit. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
And it also makes you more self-conscious. It's like, great, we can put all that aside for now. Like, what a fucking treat.
Yeah, I'm not tired.
I could be the bipolar guy who's stuck in a murdered by the cartel. That's much better than
literally, totally.
Much easier than a regular Tuesday.
And Laura Linney's my big sister. Like, how fucking lucky am I? This is gonna be awesome for 6 months.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
You said something there that stuck out to me. You said I take that part very seriously. How seriously do you take acting as a whole?
Yeah, serious. You know, I had a high school teacher change my life, you know, Steve Kazikoff, and I've talked about him a bunch, but like he was legit scarier than the football coaches. Like
what kind of teacher was he?
Drama. He was an acting teacher, you know, and like he took it so seriously. He had such respect for it, and he demanded that we do the same. And that, like, his work ethic, his way of looking at it, it just went all the way into my bones.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, especially now getting older, I haven't done this stuff for years. Like, the truth is, man, it's amazing that anything gets done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every single thing, even if you think it's a piece of shit, like, chances are that's somebody's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That took somebody years, man. Like, people put a lot of money into that. That's work, sweat, tears, disappointment, heartbreak, success, all of it. Like, you bring together hundreds of people to work on something. And when we're working, and it's amazing, but like when we're working, especially the crew, that's 5 days a week, 14 hours a day. You're not seeing your family.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
That's
not.
your family.
You're not. I mean, I can. The actors sometimes get it the best. I'll get some days off. The crew's there every day, all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you start to think about that as a human being now, as a man, as like an adult, it's like, these people deserve my fucking best.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to ask people to take hours out of their life to like watch. I don't know, man. Like,
You can ask
I'm
your
like,
brother to watch.
So I do take it seriously. I also feel like, you know, like having struggled and failed for a long time, like it's just always a sense of gratitude.
We were just
You know what
talking
I'm
about
saying?
that, how longevity is almost like as important as talent or anything else, where it's like if you can hang around long enough in the industry and do enough work that like you'll catch a break or your moment will hit or the experience eventually catches up with you, whatever it is, you just got to make sure you can be, you know, around for 5, 10, 15, hopefully 20
Amen.
years, you know?
Amen.
And then something falls out of the sky or you earn it or whatever it is, but it's because you were there.
I remember a Harrison Ford quote when I was younger, and they said, "What advice do you have for actors?" He said, "Don't quit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
All you gotta
imagine
do is get up.
I'd imagine
Get
it's a
up.
really easy thing to quit when it's like, I want to be winning Oscars and I can't even book like a commercial.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm gonna go
No,
work in an
totally.
office. And it's like
Totally.
that you weed out the people who don't deserve it because they do give up. You know, so
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that don't give up is we also said this. All of the corny cliches that you learn
Yeah.
all come true, man. They all fucking go. Like, don't ever give up. It's like, no, but for real, don't ever give up.
Well,
Like, it's the most important thing in the world.
only way to 100% guarantee it'll never happen is give up.
Yep.
Yes,
That's
right.
the only way you can
That's for sure.
guarantee an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Give up. Yeah.
Look, I'm the worst gift giver in the world. I will admit that. It sucks. It's not something about me that I like, but it is what it is. Thank God for Fair Harbor, because Fair Harbor, you can get your friends, your family, your parents, your grandparents, everybody. You can get them the great gifts. You can be known as the good gift giver in the group from Fair Harbor. Okay, that's what the podcast is brought to you by Fair Harbor. They are makers of the world's most comfortable swimwear. The same comfort that's earned thousands of 5-star reviews is built into their super soft apparel, made to be worn hard and broken in by the life you live. If you're hunting for great gifts this season for your brother, your dad, or honestly yourself, Fair Harbor has you covered. The best-selling driftwood stretch denim pants, Saltaire crew necks. I don't really know what Saltaire means. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's Saltaire. Saltaire crew necks and Dunewood flannels are guaranteed crowd pleasers. Everything is so insanely soft. But they're so well designed, built to last, responsibly made, so you can give a gift that even the pickiest guys will love, so you can feel good about doing a little good on the planet too. Heads up, December 12th is the last day for ground shipping. If you want to order in time for it to arrive for the holidays, head to fairharborclothing.com. Use code KFC for 20% off your full price order now through 12/31. Once again, that's Fair Harbor, HARBOR, clothing.com for 20% off. And make sure you use our promo code KFC so they know that we sent you.
You had said something earlier about Brad Inglesby when he moved to Delco and did Mayor of Easttown, then decided to stay there, and then I imagine wrote this. Have you had a decision in your life that you decided kind of in the moment, and then it led to much bigger things that you hadn't really envisioned?
Wow, what a great question. It's funny. These things are easier to spot sometimes in retrospect, aren't they?
Yeah.
You see how your life comes together. I mean, look, the decision I made that changed my entire life, the best decision I ever made was getting sober. That was 12 years ago. And
congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
We were just talking about that too. We were just talking about everyone's sober.
Eventually
everyone gets sober.
Yeah, well, it's like by the grace of God, and like
alcohol for you?
Alcohol. Yeah. Everything else I could take it or leave it. But when I look back now at my life, there was so much chaos before then. It's hard to make a ton of sense of it. But starting October 1st, 2013, and to see where I am now, I can work backwards perfectly. And it makes me emotional to talk about, but it's like, aside from how awesome work is, and it is awesome, I'm living my dream, like Task was so incredible, and to see how it's being received and stuff, like your enthusiasm when you talk about it, it's like it means the world to me. It's so cool. But I'm a dad now. I'm in love. I have an amazing partner, and I definitely wouldn't have any of that stuff if I hadn't gotten sober. So I think sometimes I have a lot of friends, and certainly over the years, certain actors saying like, what did you do? Because I was struggling until I got sober. Everything changed, and
it's funny how that works.
Well,
when your brain and your emotions and your body are functioning, it's a little bit easier. But it's true.
But don't you have all the wisdom of the world too?
I mean, it's fucking crazy. But it's like even for people who aren't necessarily struggling with addiction, whatever. It's like, can you look inside? Like, I genuinely believe the answers are you going inside. I believe that you change the outside world by how you are inside. That everything organizes itself around that. Even if we were going to say it's as simple as what you start noticing because you're thinking differently. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So my advice is always, it's never like, oh, do this or go to this thing or call this person. It's like, no, sit with yourself. Like, know yourself.
Get your shit in order.
Wrestle with
inside.
yourself. Or just like poke around and be aware of what the fuck's going on. I mean, I still don't have my shit together. I'm still all over the place, but like I do work on it all the time. I'm curious about it. Try and be aware of it,
Bryan Cranston said that. I think he said his only acting advice is have your house in order. After that, it's easy.
Yeah, it's so fucking true, because also being an actor, it's like inextricably linked to who you are as a human being, because this is all I fucking got. You know what I'm saying? Like my experience, my creativity, my imagination, my body, my voice, my face, my emotions, my heart,
hair.
All that. Yeah,
bro. That hair, that scruff you got going. A great hairline. I mean, it is boom, straight across, man.
Stop it.
I was thinking that, honestly, dude. I've watched Task like.
Listen,
5 times
this hair
now.
took about 45 minutes this morning, by the way.
Really?
Worked every
Yeah,
minute, bro. It worked.
Thank you.
But I was watching Task again last night, probably honestly for the 5th time. And I was watching episode 4 or 5, I forget, but it was when the picture of you kind of blocking the guy at the truck stop.
Yeah.
And Sam's in the background. but it's your hand is there, but then your hairline is right above your hand. And I was like, damn, Pelphrey's hairline's popping right now.
God, the hair, you're like 6 inches taller than other Hollywood actors. You got it going on, dude.
I know, man. Listen, thank God I got fucking hair because I got a head like a fucking watermelon. No joke.
Big one?
No joke. Only hat I could wear is size 8 fitted.
No way.
Yes, I promise. I'm not fucking exaggerating.
An 8 ball? An 8 handle? That's crazy.
You get me a fucking snapback, even as a trucker.
All the way?
Final button, it's fucking bent, twisted, and it always
You look
comes
like
off.
the guys with like
Yeah,
with
because I
dreads
got
with a
the
hat
hair
on.
to hide it.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
so.
telling you.
If it
That's
was
why I'm
just-
saying I'm grateful for the hair.
There was big news in the entertainment world today. I don't know if you saw it. Quentin Tarantino is putting out his list of favorite movies of all time. Says that There Will Be Blood would have been number 1, but Paul Dano fucking sucks. And he's the most uninteresting guy in the fucking world. What would your reaction be if that was said about you? Is that something that would affect you? Would you respond to it? Would you laugh it off? Like, that's a pretty harsh. It was so uncalled for. But
Guys,
how
I'm
would
not
you react?
gonna lie. I don't fucking know, but that is brutal.
It's worse than like the
fucking
way just saying someone saying you're uninteresting is like, oh, I'd rather say you're ugly or your head's too big or even just you suck at acting. Like, but just to say you're uninteresting.
It's fucking that's
And it's coming from a
fucking
goat,
rough.
you
And
know,
it's coming
like-
from a fucking goat too.
Yeah, it's
You know
not
what
just
I'm
someone you
saying?
be like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's like he knows what he's talking
No,
about.
I know.
But I do think that
I
sounded a
know.
little like personal
I
to
know.
me. I almost wonder if that wasn't. He doesn't know what he's
Let's
talking
hope.
about.
Let's hope there's something. Let's hope there's something fucking personal. I mean, look. Also, it's like, yo, good fucking luck. Anybody going against the acting goat.
Yeah, right.
Of course, you're gonna get
Daniel
outshined by
Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Like,
It's like that guy
fuck.
sucks at basketball. He couldn't beat LeBron. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean you suck at basketball. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fucking rough. I don't know how you. I don't know how you don't take that personally. Look, that would ruin my fucking day.
But the response from everyone else on the internet these days, like today, has been like, he's wrong. Paul Dano's awesome. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it almost, it's like you hear it from probably one of your idols as an actor, but then the whole, like the fans that you're making it for are all like, no, he's the fucking man. So I wonder, I hope he's
Yeah.
taking solace in that and not fixating on what Tarantino said.
Oh, he's an actor. He'll be fixating on what Tarantino
So
said.
that was kind of my question. So as an actor, that's not something you think you could just laugh off. That's gonna hit you.
I mean, it depends on who it comes from. Like, there's
Yeah.
plenty of people in our business who are successful. I could give a fuck less what they think about anything, honestly.
Yeah.
But then there's other
Like who?
people.
Give me a name.
Let's go with a bang,
Let's
boys!
get nuts. Let's get canceled.
Let's just light it all on fire. One last show.
Let's get a drink.
Let's get a drink.
Let's get some whiskey. Let's go.
Yeah. Also, can we get Coach Gruden in here?
I love it, man.
I want him to quiz me on the Giants' offensive line.
Dude, it's so funny. We'll wrap up quickly because we got another thing to do with you. But I have noticed that out of all the people we've met in Hollywood and entertainment, when they seem to be like sports fans and like a little bit normal, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference because like there are great actors, but sometimes they're so in their actor mode that it's like, I don't even think you're a real human, But the fact that you can like flip a switch and go do Ozark or go do Task, and then you can sit here and talk to me about why the Giants have lost 100 games in the last 3 seasons and they fucking stink. And the Jets and Giants are the only teams that have lost 100 games over the last however many years it is. They're like,
And the Jets have won more than we have.
I know.
Get
Which is
out.
Yes.
the Giants are the worst team in the league for like the last, I think, 5 seasons. Or something like that.
That's crazy.
Stuff.
know.
But it like, even though as soon as he came in, he was like, "What the fuck's up, guys?" I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna be cool. He's gonna fit right in. And
It's East Coast versus West
It
Coast.
really
if you're
is,
from
and
the
that-
East
that is
Coast,
the
you'll be
difference.
cool. If you're not, you won't.
It really is.
It is
no,
a
you know what it
decade.
is? You could be cool on the West Coast, but you're almost like guaranteed to be cool if you're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's a thing. It's also how you're fucking raised. Like I was raised by a fucking single mother, blue collar as fuck in Jersey. Like, there's just certain shit. You're like, when it's going good, I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's
right.
crazy because you
This is
remember
my
what
life.
it's not. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, this is so
Yeah.
fucking cool. Like, I don't take it for granted.
That's the most important
It
thing.
really is, man, and
Yeah.
it shows because like it feels like in these scenes I walk away from some of those scenes being like, "That motherfucker did it, like,
Bro.
he did the damn thing."
I don't know if I've ever been around an actor who affects me as much as you do.
Wow.
Like, you're fucking
Wow.
incredible, man. You're
Thanks, brother.
talented. It's great. It's so cool to sit here and talk to you.
Wow.
Congrats on all these success, man. I hope whatever's next. I think big things are ahead, and you've already done some big things. So.
Listen, I wish you guys would like keep this going. This is so much fucking fun.
All right, fine. It's gonna keep going.
All right, we're gonna get another year out of the podcast.
It was just one person going. Can you keep going?
Yeah.
All we needed was 1 ounce of positive reinforcement. We'll let's how about every year, Pelphrey comes back and we reunite for an episode.
Deal.
Awesome. Okay. Fucking in.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the
100%
date?
a deal.
So every
we'll
December 3rd,
Okay.
from now till the end of time, you got to come back, and we'll do 1 episode a year.
The only episodes of KFC Radio going forward will be Kevin, John, and Tom Pelphrey.
Yes.
The question will be who was the last guest on KFC Radio, and it'll just always be you.
Be me.
It'll be you, but it'll be you new every time. Congrats, man.
Dude,
I love it.
thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much for coming through. It was great.
Thank you guys.